my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. It's a challenging time to be a black leader in America. Recently, my colleagues at Bloomberg Business Week brought together a group of prominent black executives to talk about how they're navigating the White House, rollbacks to DEI initiatives, and the current mood in America surrounding race. Jacob Walter Jr. is CEO at Blueprint Capital Advisors. He says he notices a pattern where things get tougher directly following a period of breakthrough.
Whether it was post-slavery, whether it was Reconstruction, whether it was Jim Crow, now I think we pay a little bit of a price for the advancements we've made more recently. When you really think about it, right? They've got reason to be worried in their mind. You've got more black senators than ever before. In my industry, you've got more black people running venture capital funds, private equity funds, private credit funds.
Walter Jr. referring to the groundswell of anti-DEI sentiment coming after a time when those same ideas saw lots of support in 2020. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Pros, save more on what you need to get the job done right. Right now at Lowe's. Get 15% off select custom entry and interior doors. Plus, save $80 on the DeWalt 20-volt Max 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. And at the Lowe's Pro Desk, bring us your materials list and get a quote in minutes. Handwritten, a photo, or even a sticky note is all you need. Keep your jobs moving faster and on budget at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk
on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
and 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee, a Milwaukee Black media company.
He steps to the mic with a boom ping ping. Wisdom sharper than a beast's fierce sting. Words like fireflies that light the night. He turns the dark into blazing bright. Boom ping ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom ping ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, or the airwaves king. Shake the ground, unveils the truth where lies abound. Politics, justice, social streams. He molds the chaos into dreams. No silence here, just the sound of change. Boom, ping, ping, rearrange. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherman's the king, or the airwaves king. Through the static, through the noise, he amplifies the people's voice. Boom, ping, ping, like a heartbeat's call. He's got the wisdom to break down walls. Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is Tuesday, June 30th, 2026. So we are waiting for a couple of pretty significant Supreme Court rulings, the largest of which will impact the 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship. As of right now, this moment, if you are born in the United States or in U.S. territory, you are a U.S. citizen and you are afforded all of the rights thereof. It makes no distinction between the country of origin of your parents. If you are born in America, you are an American, and that is a rule that cannot be challenged. And the 14th Amendment, as you know, dates back to slavery, that all Africans that were born here on the continent of the United States are American citizens because they literally had to change the Constitution to give citizenship to the people that built this nation. And so the 14th Amendment has then been applied much more broadly to anybody born in the United States. In this particular era of American politics, birthright citizenship is being challenged, and there's a perspective that I have on it that might be unpopular, but I think it's realistic. And it's unfortunate that this heavy-handed kind of extreme immigration enforcement is what we are dealing with. But if you wade through all of that, the 14th Amendment does need to be re-examined. It's unfortunate that it is this president and this 6-3 conservative Supreme Court that is doing the re-examining. Here's what the situation is. We all know that it's a calculated risk if you come to this country without going through whatever the proper channels are. And I'm not defending the channels because it's damn near impossible, but some nations make it hard to become a citizen. The United States is one of them. And when you think about it, shouldn't we make it hard? Shouldn't we have a process? Shouldn't it be stringent? Try to become a citizen of Canada, and you will find out exactly how tough some immigration policies actually are. Now, Canada doesn't have the same kind of situation that we're dealing with here because they share a border with us. And Canada is probably less intimidated by Americans, but they still don't want Americans to be easily become Canadian citizens. Canada is so strict that if you have an OWI on your record, which in Wisconsin is only a misdemeanor for your first offense, you can't even travel to Canada if you've been pulled over driving drunk one time in your life. You can never visit Canada. Isn't that crazy? That's how strict Canadians are even about visitors. And you would think that Canada would want a bunch of drunk people touring their country because they probably spend a lot of money in their drunken stupors. But Canada's immigration policy is so strict that if we had the same immigration policy as them, people would call this country even more racist. It is very, very difficult, if not impossible, for you to become a Canadian citizen. So we have a much more lax program here or protocol. And also we share a gigantic border with Mexico, and it is impossible to police 2,500 miles of border with Mexico. Very easy for people to come across the border. That doesn't mean that they should be able to usurp the process. I'm just looking at what the policies are, and these policies are not necessarily new to Donald Trump. Keeping in mind, Trump is very upset that Barack Obama secretly and quietly deported a lot more people than Trump did. And Trump is utilizing all of the resources of the federal government to try and get his deportation numbers even remotely close to how many people Barack Obama deported. But if you come to this country and you are not doing it the legitimate way, whatever the legitimate way is, because the goalpost often moves, you are taking a calculated risk. And there are some people that get away with it. They've been here for 20 years and for 30 years. And we start to think like, oh, you've been here this long. You have a family. Maybe you're married. You have children. You have grandchildren. We just say, okay, well, you're a citizen. You've been here long enough. That's not how it works. Just like common law marriage doesn't exist. Can y'all please stop saying that? If you've lived with somebody or been with somebody for 7 years, you're technically married. No, you're not. You're cohabitating and living in sin. It's not the same thing. Just because you live with somebody for a certain amount of time doesn't make you their spouse or vice versa. So just because you've been in this country for a long time doesn't make you a citizen. It's not like the rules no longer apply to you. But here's why the 14th Amendment needs to be reimagined. Knowing that someone can be deported if you don't have the necessary paperwork and the visas and the necessary immigration status, whatever the presidential administration requires at that time. There are some presidential administrations that give out more access to the country. There are some that give out less. Sometimes we want more students from other countries, and we want more scientists from other countries, and we want more engineers from other countries. So a president can say, we're going to allow more scientists, students, engineers, et cetera. And then other presidents come in and say, no, we don't want any of your scientists and your engineers and your students. We're going to close it up. And presidents have the authority to do that. They have a tremendous amount of latitude when it comes to immigration policy. But here's what the issue is. I'm going to articulate this in the most subjective and unbiased way possible, because I think in the grand scheme of things, and once I get into the details of what I plan to talk about on today's show, the stuff that we're facing in Milwaukee, I don't care if somebody's here from another country or not. We have so many other things to worry about that if we're concerned about something that really doesn't impact us all that much, I mean, to some extent, maybe immigration and immigration policy can impact us, but it's not going to stop people from shooting on Water Street. It's not going to stop the takeovers. I guess there was a takeover last night. Hell, let them take it over. Why not? What am I go down there and stop them? Hello, all you people. Stop taking this over. They'll take my ass over, so let them have it. As long as they promote where the takeovers are going to be, I'll just make sure that I'm not there. But for us to distract ourselves with a problem like immigration, because most of the people I'm speaking with right now are probably American citizens. We have other fish that we need to fry, and I'm going to get to those other fish that we need to fry because I titled today's program, The Enormity of the Problem. The situation that we face in the city of Milwaukee is so big that we don't really have the time and the energy and the motivation to deal with the whole immigrant thing. I mean, it's sad when people get deported, but think about this for a second. You have two individuals that come to this country and they are not legal. Let's say they get a job and everything is fine, but then they have a child. That child is an American citizen. The parents are not. The parents can get deported. The child is a citizen. Now, in some cases, the parents will take their child with them back to the parents' country of origin when they get deported, if they even have that option. In a lot of cases, we're dealing with child separation, or that child will stay with other family members that are also American citizens, but you're putting that child at a disadvantage. And there are some people, and I don't know what the numbers are, but they're taking advantage of the system. They're coming across the border and they're starting their lives here. And as long as they don't cause too much trouble, most Americans really don't care, because there is some utility in having a workforce that we can pay less than minimum wage, even though that depresses wages across the board. We still like to buy cheap stuff. And if you like to buy cheap stuff, the labor that makes the cheap stuff that we buy needs to be paid as little money as possible. And I know you might say, oh, Sherwin, that's not fair. Yeah, but if I got to pay $14.99 for a pair of tube socks because the person that made my tube socks are American citizens and we got to pay them a proper living wage, I would rather buy some 99-cent tube socks that I might have to replace a little bit more often that are made by some Mexicans. Sorry, I want to save money on tube socks. Side note, I don't even wear tube socks. I wear ankle socks. Sometimes I wear the normal socks, but I got ankle socks on today. I don't know what you got to say about my ankle socks, Xavier. I'll show you.
I'm a mid-high man.
Let me see. Look here. What's wrong with my ankle sock?
I don't know. I'm just a mid-high man. I don't like it too short on my ankle, you know?
You probably got thick ankles. You got big ankles.
No, I got some athlete's ankles.
Oh, you got little dainty ankles. You got little. Okay. You don't have a cankle?
No, not that fat.
Okay. I'm not calling you fat. I'm just, some people are cankled up.
Well, mainly people that have cankles are fat.
Or they can just have fat ankles. It's not cute.
Yeah.
And I don't want to offend all the cankles out there, because for all I know, the cankles are a voting bloc that Trump is also trying to deport. But the cankle is not. It's not very American.
Trump is cankle the king.
He probably is cankled up.
Have you ever seen his cankles?
Well, how the hell have I ever seen Trump's ankles? Trump don't show no ankle.
Yeah.
His ankles are probably swollen because he probably got the diabetes.
Yeah, they're completely swollen.
Yeah, he's 80 years old. I don't expect him to have a skinny ankle. Plus, black people, I think, we have a smaller ankle. The whites, especially non-athletic white women, they're cankled up. Okay, enough about that. So if there's check it out. So what happens is people come to this country and and so if you did it the right way, because there's somebody that I knew her. We went to high school together, and we also went to UWM together, and I became very good friends with her. And she came to this country in 1989. She didn't become a citizen until 2002 because she and her family did it the right way. They immigrated from Nicaragua. And they had to take tests, and they had to file paperwork, and they had to get lawyers, and then they had to get another lawyer, and they had to fire a lawyer. They had to get another lawyer, and it would be a situation where, like, on the day she would have like a big exam in school, like a final exam, she had to report to the immigration office. It totally disrupted their lives for 13 years, but eventually she got her citizenship, and I was curious as to why she was so, as someone who still has a pretty heavy Hispanic accent, why she was in favor of Donald Trump's immigration policies. And she said, sure, when my family had to struggle and we had to figure out ways to get these lawyers and to pay these lawyers, and we had to uproot our life, and my parents would have to take time off of work, and so we could go and meet with all of these immigration people, and we'd have to go to the immigration office, because when they tell you got to do a check-in, a mandatory check-in, you got to do a mandatory check-in. They don't care about your schedule. And she was like, for people to come over here and not have to suffer like we did for 13 years and spend all the money that we spent, she said that's not fair. I was like, cool, I dig it. I hear you, sister. Makes sense to me why she would have animosity toward those folks to just come over here. But here's the other problem. So you got two people that come over here that have kids. Those parents can get deported. That child is an American citizen. So now we're forcing a family to potentially be split up, or you're taking a child that is an American citizen and has every right to be here and every benefit that is included with American citizenship, and they're now going back to a country, the child is, that they have never been to before, and that's equally damaging to that child. What they are proposing right now, and this is what the Supreme Court is going to rule on, birthright citizenship will apply if one parent is an American citizen. Now, that makes sense. You have an American citizen parent, and then let's say you have a non-citizen parent. If the non-citizen parent gets deported, which is bad because it's still breaking up a family, but at least that child has, number one, its citizenship and the citizenship of at least one parent. That doesn't sound too drastic to me. Now, what this Supreme Court ruling could ultimately lead to, and in fact, it may open the door to additional discrimination, but that makes sense to me, especially if there are people that come to this country, never have any consideration of, because you have to start your paperwork and your application process in the country that you're from. You can't come to the United States and then apply to be an American citizen when you're here unless you get some kind of asylum or refugee status, which is really rare, and the Trump administration has taken a lot of that away. So what they are proposing is that your birthright citizenship will apply if at least one of your parents is also an American citizen. If both parents are not American citizens, then just because you are born in this country does not automatically afford you citizenship. So we're waiting on that Supreme Court ruling. And I guess they also ruled on the transgenders. My esteemed producer told me the transgender people can't play in the sport of their gender they transition to.
They basically ruled that states can ban if they want.
Okay, so states have the latitude. That's how it's supposed to be, because there's some states that might want many transgender athletes, and then there's other states like, I don't know, one of the Virginias, one of the Carolinas, one of the Dakotas that might say, we don't want the transgender 7th grade girls to play on the 7th grade girls team, because sometimes the 7th grade transgenders are 7 feet tall and have beards. And again, I have no problem with, why do y'all always think that I'm transphobic or homeophobic? I'm not phobic of the homeos or the transios.
Just some of the tropes you're using.
I'm not using any trope. Why can't, as a heterosexual man, would I got to be a little shrinking violet? I can't talk about being a heterosexual man. Can we do a little side note real quick? Did you put the YouTube poll up yet? I haven't checked.
Yes.
All right. We're asking you an important question on the YouTube poll because, we like the interaction. We also like to get a sentiment from the people that participate in this program. Oh, if you want to participate in the program, there's so many ways you can do so. You can go to 1017thetruth.com. You can listen live via streaming. You can also watch us on YouTube. You can go to YouTube, search 1017 The Truth, hit subscribe. Then you'll be able to view the live in-studio camera, and you will be able to participate in the chat. Be careful of the chat. Chat be getting spicy now. They be talking about freaky stuff in the chat. And you'll also be able to vote in our YouTube poll. And today, the poll is simple. And I don't want to have to explain it. If I have to explain the poll, then don't vote in it. Are you bringing sexy back? Yes or no? That's all I want to know. I'm not giving you some long, drawn-out, complicated, verbose explanation. Either you're bringing it back or you're not. Yes or no? I want to know how many of you are or are not bringing sexy back. I know how I'm going to vote. Alrighty. I know how I'm going to vote. You got to ask me twice. I'll tell you how. I had lunch with some friends on Sunday. And I'm sitting with, we had to push 2 tables together because it was a bunch of us. And it was a table full of yoga instructors. And they all they were sitting outside. We were sitting inside. Not going to tell you the restaurant because I don't want any of y'all to go there. And one of the ladies, the table of yoga instructors, like, oh my God, that's Sherwin from the radio. And I was like, yes, it is. It is Sherwin from the radio. And next thing you know, I'm hanging out with a table full of yoga instructors. So if you're asking me if I'm bringing sexy back, I already brought it back and it's never going away. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, exclusively on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know dads, the ones who know how to build it all, grill it all, and fix it all while still taking the time to share it all. So show them how much you care with great Father's Day gifts for one-of-a-kind dads, like men's work and sport short-sleeve plaid shirts, just $19.99. And new at Blaine's, save $50 on the Milwaukee M18 leaf blower when you buy a qualifying Milwaukee line trimmer. Find value on the gift's hill value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Or I could have just came back and sang. So what folder are you getting this music? This is my old music from years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, this is your folder.
Do you play my music on? No, you play different music for Homer and Bailey.
Oh yeah, I'm the DJ for that show.
Okay. This folder dates back to 2021. Some good music in this folder. All right, I want to go over. I got some stuff today. I want to go over the August 11th ballot. It's something I do whenever we are on the heels of an election, just so you know what to expect and what you're going to see when you receive your ballot. What is this, Dylan? Dylan says, I wonder if I see Sherwin at a German beer house one day. I've been in a German beer house before. Almost got kicked out of one. So there used to be a German beer house in, surprise, surprise, Germantown. And it was called like Von Rothenberg, I think. Van Rothenberg. I was young. I was probably just turned 21. And they had a traditional, you know, the German dudes that be wearing the lederhosen. They wear these shorts and suspenders and they got the hats on. And so this is an authentic German like beer. And I've been to what's the one? The Bavarian House? The House of Bavaria? The Bavarian Inn? Is that the one that's in Glendale? I've been there before. I've been to events there before. They have like political fundraisers and stuff at that one. So I've been there before. And then there's something on 3rd Street. There used to be the Brat House, the Brew House, something. So I've been to a few of them. But when I went to Von Rothenberg many, many years ago, I was with a bunch of my friends and we were not sober. What do you want from me? I was 21 years old. I used to party a lot, very much a lot. And there was a guy wearing the German gear, wearing the lederhosen, like you see the Germans wear at Oktoberfest. And the Germans are a very proud people. That's the first thing you should know about the Germans. Second thing you should know about the Germans is please don't make them mad. They go to extremes when they're angry. So I'm trying to save your life here. Just don't make the Germans mad. They're very serious people, and they're very serious about their culture and their sausages and their beers, okay? So you got a guy dancing and doing the traditional German dancing with the lederhosen on. This dude was serious. So it was just him, and he was putting on a performance for the people that were in the bar, a very small bar. Don't know if it's still open. Van Rothenberg is what it's called or something like that. And so he's doing the German dance. And then every so often he would yelp. So he would be doing the dance, and he'd click his heels, and he'd go, yep. And I was tickled to death because I'd never seen anything like this before. And so I thought it would be a good idea if I joined him in his traditional German dancing. Let's just say he didn't take too kindly to it, but he was so into his routine that he didn't stop. And so he would glance over at me and give me an evil German look, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of hatred in an angry German eye. And then he would do his dance, and I would try to imitate and mimic his dance. And then he would yip, and then I would yip too. And the bartender was like, sir, you're being very disrespectful. Will you please stop? I was like, I'm almost done. And then I kept dancing, and it was a little bit of a mess. Yeah, Van Rothenberg. So, yeah, I've been to a German beer hall before. I don't frequent them very often because it's not necessarily my culture. Yeah, Von Rothenberg. Is that what it's called, Dylan? Yeah. He got very mad at me. But it was a good time. But also you got to keep this in mind. So it's like a routine he was doing where they jump up and they like slap their heels and they do all these weird things. I'm also a guy that doesn't know how to do the electric slide. Now, when it comes to dancing, I can do a little two-step, and my two-step is golden, and it's versatile. I can do it to many different kinds of music, and it looks like I can hold my own on the dance floor. But whenever the steps are more than two is where things get a little kind of hazy and crazy for me. But as long as I'm doing a little two-step and you put your shoulders into it, you know what I mean? And you bob your head a little bit, I look like I can dance. I can hold my own. Just like in very shallow water, I'm an Olympic swimmer. I'm Michael Phelps style if the water is 5 feet or less. Anything over 5 feet, getting to like 6 feet, anything more than 6 feet, I'm going to die. But if you see me in a pool, and some pools are only 5 feet. I love them kind of pools because I'll swim laps in those pools. I'll do all sorts of stuff. But whenever the water gets deep, there's something that pulls me down. I don't know what it is. I cannot tread water. But even when I'm swimming in 5 feet of water, eventually I sink. But I can make a decent set of strides across the pool. But eventually what happens is then I'll feel my belly scraping the bottom of the pool. I cannot float. And I know what you all are saying because I've heard it my entire life. Sherwin, that's impossible. Everybody floats. All you have to have is air in your lungs. I have held air in my lungs to the point where I thought that they were going to burst, and I still sink. I sink. It's my biology. It's my chemistry. You know what it is? It's my big, heavy brains. My brains are heavy, and they weigh me down like a rock. I got so many heavy brains.
So essentially, you can't swim.
Nope. I can't tread water. Water can't tread me. I can't back float. I can't front float. I can't butterfly. I can't freestyle. And it looks easy. You know what I get envious of? When I just see random people just jumping in a lake. Like, oh, I see a lake. I'm just gonna jump in. I don't even know what that life is like.
It's amazing.
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine seeing a large body of water and saying, oh, I can get in that, play around, and also get out of that. Like when I go down to Lake Michigan and I see people out there on the water, I see them on the beach, and there's always somebody that's out there a little bit further than they need to be out there. I'm like, what is your life like? Like, what do you do for a living? Like, what's your home life like? How did you grow up that you can go out into the water like that and swim? I don't swim. All right. I got so much stuff I got to talk about today. We're over here bringing back sexy, and we're talking about me dancing at the German beer hall. Well, somebody asked me, if you guys don't know, I have worldly experience. I have done some of everything. There's probably the majority of black people that are listening to me right now probably have never been to a German beer hall and danced with a white guy wearing lederhosen who would jump up and then smack his heels and then go, yep, you've never done that before. You don't know what life is like. You don't know how to live. Now, on the flip side, you probably know how to swim, though. So you all have experiences that Sherwin does not have. I don't even know. You know how nice it would be if I could just like go swimming today? Like, oh, it's going to be 96 degrees. I would love to go swimming. I can't. Unless they got a shallow end, but then when I do go swimming in the shallow end, I'm over there with kids. I'm 51 years old, and I'm with a 7-year-old, and I got to make friends with them. So it's me and a 7-year-old throwing a ball around. People think I'm a pervert because I'm over here playing with the kid. Like, no, I'm not a pervert. This is all the water that I can stand or I'm going to drown. And then if I happen to drift out to where all of a sudden you feel it slope, not a 7-year-old has to save me. Now we're both going to drown. Are you happy now? And if I drown, I don't know what y'all going to do between 9 and 12 and 7 and 8 on YouTube, on the Hughes Views 414 YouTube channel. I don't know what you going to do, so you need to understand. All right, take a break now. Y'all got me hot already. I'm not even talking about the stuff I need to talk about. I'm going to go over the ballot. I do have information on the Good Neighbor Grant where you can get $2,500 for an initiative that will help people in our community. And I want to make sure I go over all the details in this Safe and Sound Neighborhood Grant. This is what Linda talked about yesterday. So I actually have the details of the grant because when I share with you the enormity of the problem here in the city of Milwaukee that we seem to think that we can fix with mentorship, we're not going to get very much political help. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to figure out how to solve these problems on our own. And that's why I want to talk about this neighborhood grant program, because those of you that have ideas of how you want to make a difference in the city of Milwaukee, you're going to have to go and get this grant, and you're going to have to put together your initiatives because no one is coming to save us. These candidates aren't coming to save us. Elected officials are not coming to save us. Some big philanthropic nonprofit, none of those people are coming to save us because they don't need to. Why would they? They're all trying to save themselves. And with DEI gone and affirmative action gone and all these weird Supreme Court rulings, no one is coming for black people. I promise you this. I know you think that like we're owed a lot of stuff. Like, oh, Sherwin, they owe us. They're going to help us. They'd rather let us die. But we are going to have to take back a little more power, a little more control, and take responsibility for even the most uncomfortable and ugly parts of our community because no one is coming to save us. There's no 40 acres. There's no mule. There's no reparations. Literally ever. Hell, they're gutting the Voting Rights Act. Jasmine Crockett is no longer going to, they redistricted her out of her district. Y'all know that? Remember Jasmine Crockett, the black lady that everybody loves so much? She's no longer going to be in Congress. So we're losing by the minute. And so we are going to have to save ourselves. And I want to help you do that. So I'm going to provide you this information on the Good Neighbor Grant and how you can apply and get you a little $2,500 for some initiatives where you can help save us because nobody else is willing to do so. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Versity on King, we believe taking care of our community starts right here, together. Every day, neighbors step up to donate blood, helping save lives in Milwaukee and beyond. But Versity on King is more than a donor center. It's a place for health education, community connection, and support, especially for families facing conditions like sickle cell disease. When you donate blood, you're not just giving, you're showing up for your community. Visit versity.org/VersityOnKing to learn more or schedule your donation today. Versity on King, rooted in community, powered by hope.
The African American Roundtable, black-led organization on Milwaukee's far northwest side, has launched a safety campaign rooted in the basic need of food access. It's called Feed the Change MKE. Through community engagement, AART learned that easy access to and education about locally sourced and fresh food would help people feel healthier and safer. Also, local food providers need to learn how to engage the community, build awareness, and stay in our community long-term. So Feed the Change MKE encourages people to know, grow, prepare, and share food, especially from community-owned and operated stores, gardens, markets, and other culturally relevant sources. We can't rely on big corporations to meet these needs. That's why we must demand the city to invest $1 million into the Healthy Food Establishment Fund, formerly called the Fresh Food Access Fund. Join AART's campaign to win a dignified and choiceful system that we all can thrive in. Visit AARTMKE.org to learn more about Feed the Change MKE.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Supreme Court did not side with Trump on birthright citizenship, so still the 14th Amendment remains intact. If you are born in America, you're an American citizen, regardless of the immigration status of your parents. So there you go. Trump probably mad about that because he thinks all these immigrants are coming over here and voting 3 and 4 and 5 times. It's hard to get somebody to vote once. In fact, so I have a sample ballot. Where is this? My sample ballot? What is this here? I don't know what the hell this is. What's on my ballot? I'll put in my address. My address is saved in here. Who been looking up my address? All right now. I don't need y'all coming to my house. Sample ballot for my next election. 2026 partisan primary, Tuesday, August 11, 2026. City of Milwaukee. Here's what will be on the ballot for the next election. In bold letters, this is a partisan primary election. You may only vote within one political party. You will not be able to vote in nonpartisan contests. At the very top of the ballot, you will see Governor, Republican. Vote for one. Tom Tiffany, Republican. Andy Mansky, Republican. So when you get your sample ballot or you get your real ballot, take a look at it, read it over. It's going to be a front and a back, I'm assuming. You can only vote for one political party, meaning if you vote for Mandela Barnes for governor, you can't vote for a Republican Secretary of State. If you vote for a Republican candidate for lieutenant governor, you can't vote for a Democratic candidate for any of the other constitutional offices. So you can only vote in one political party. And at the very top of the ballot, it's going to ask you to select which party you will be voting for in the ballot. That's the first thing you got to do. This is a partisan primary election. You may only vote within one political party. You will be able to vote you will be able to vote in nonpartisan contests. So then you're going to see a little circle next to Republican, a little circle next to Democrat, a little circle next to the Constitution Party, a little circle next to Libertarian, and then another circle next to Wisconsin Green. So when you note one of those political parties, only votes for those political parties that you selected at the top of the ballot will be counted. So if you select Republican at the very, very top and you happen to vote for a Democrat, even if it's on accident, your ballot is going to get rejected and it's going to make that sound. You know that sound of disapproval and disappointment, and everybody looks at you like you're an idiot because you voted wrong. You know what I'm talking about? Whenever you mess your ballot up and it spits it back out and it makes that disappointing sound. Boop, boop, ba-doo, boo. Like when you just lost the showcase showdown on The Price is Right, it makes an embarrassing sound. Vote for one. Tom Tiffany, Republican. Andy Mansky, Republican. Lieutenant Governor, vote for one. David Varnum, Republican. Will Martin, Republican. By the way, Will Martin is a black African-American fellow running for Lieutenant Governor. Attorney General, Republican. Only one candidate. Eric Toney, Republican. Secretary of State, Republican. Jay Schrader, Republican. Braden Meyer, Republican. Nate Polnow, Republican. Cindy Werner, Republican. Vote for one. State Treasurer, Republican. There's only one candidate. John S. Lieber. Representative in Congress, District 4, because I live in the 4th Congressional District, you have two candidates running as Republicans that are challenging Congresswoman Gwen Moore. One is Purnima Nath. She runs for everything and don't win nothing. She's kind of like David King. You guys know David King? He runs for mayor, county executive, governor, lieutenant governor. He runs for Jesus, Secretary of State, state of secretary. He runs for state treasurer. He might even run for president. And he doesn't win anything ever. Never, ever. He doesn't even win. He doesn't even get sympathy votes. So Purnima Nath is another one of those candidates. They just get their name on the ballot in every election. And then there's Tim Rogers, who I also believe is a black African-American running as a Republican. Side note, of all of the times to run as an African-American Republican, why now? I mean, I know why they're doing it. The Republican Party puts up this strategy every so often where they try to hedge their bets and they find African-Americans to run as Republicans. And they, the Republican Party funds their campaigns. And so they find black people that are willing to be turncoats. And they run black people in these offices because, believe it or not, there are some folks that are so disaffected with the Democratic Party, but they will vote for somebody black, and they do it as like a kind of rebellion. So if you hate the Democrats and you really want to stick it to the man, you might vote for a black Republican. So what this does is it not only potentially gives more votes to Tom Tiffany, it lessens the number of Democratic votes that a Democratic candidate would actually get. And so they'll run Republicans rather in seats that a Republican could never win, but just offering a Republican option in some of these very Democratic, like redistricted to be extremely Democratic, gerrymandered Democratic districts. But if you put a Republican on the ballot, that Republican might get a few thousand votes. Now remember, statewide elections in Wisconsin are decided between 25 and 30,000 votes. So the Republican strategy is we'll find some black, Negro, African-American people that are dumb enough to run as a Republican, and then some black people actually vote for those Republicans, and that'll take votes away from the Democratic candidate that is also running for governor. And it might be successful because of the Democratic candidates that are running for governor. They're going to get all the votes they can get. Representative to the Assembly, District 17, because I live in the 17th Assembly District, Charlene Abrugrin is running. I don't know who that lady is, but she's running as a Republican. Milwaukee County Sheriff, there is no Republican running. Milwaukee County Clerk of Court, there is no Republican running. Now we get to the good stuff. You ready for this? Governor, Democratic. So you're halfway down the ballot before you even see the Democratic candidates for governor. David Crowley got pole position. So when you get your ballot and you scroll through your ballot and you're reading your ballot when you get your ballot, because you're going to vote. Oh, yes, you will. You'll finally see Governor, Democratic. David Crowley is the first name you see. Maybe that helps him. David Crowley, Democratic. Next, Sarah Rodriguez, Democratic. Next, Joel Brennan, Democratic. Francesca Hong, Democratic. Kelda Royce, Democratic. Missy Hughes, who technically dropped out of the race, but her name is still on the ballot. And Missy Hughes is probably going to get some votes just because her name is still on the ballot, Democratic. And then guess who's in pole position last? Guess who's bringing up the rear? Guess who's at the back door? Mandela Barnes. Damn, Mandela. How they put you at the end, dog? That's crazy work. Mandela is last. Lieutenant Governor, Democratic, only one candidate, Sarah Godlewski. Attorney General, Democratic, only one candidate, the incumbent, Josh Call. Secretary of State, Democratic. Don't vote for Jocasta Zamaripa. Write me in. Don't vote for her. I'm telling you right now. Write me in for Secretary of State. I don't even know what a Secretary of State does. Don't matter. I hope I win, too. I'm going to get up
nice
there.
paying job.
Yeah, I think you're probably paid about 60-something. You know what I mean? I ain't really going to move the needle too much. I'm too old to be making only $60,000 now. I need more than that. Your boy got a lifestyle he got to maintain. I can't maintain that lifestyle. But here's the thing about Jocasta. She thinks she's going to be able to serve as a full-time Secretary of State, which is a constitutional office in Wisconsin. And she also still thinks that she's going to serve as alderwoman. Hold on, Joey. Too much work needs to be done. Being an alderperson in this city, that's why it pays $83,000 a year. It's a full-time job. She's trying to milk the system. She's trying to be Secretary of State and be alderwoman, but don't matter because you ain't going to vote for her. You're going to vote for me. And then when I win, my victory night speech is going to be crazy. I was like, shout out Truth Nation. I'll have Wu-Tang playing in the background. State Treasurer, Yi Ling Zhong, Democratic, and then Dylan Ray Helmenstein. That's very Jewish. It does sound a little Jewish, a little bit. And clearly, Yi Ling Zhong is among, so they're running for the state treasurer under the Democratic Party banner. Representative in Congress, District 4. Wow. Gwenmore has a Democratic primary opponent named Amy Donahue. And then, of course, Gwenmore. Representative to the Assembly, 17th District, which is where I live because I'm going over my sample ballot. Supreme Moore Omokunde. He does not have a Democratic primary opponent. Milwaukee County Sheriff, Democratic, only one candidate, Danita R. Ball. Milwaukee County Clerk of Court, Democratic, Anna Maria Hodges, no opponent. Governor, Constitution Party, no candidate. Lieutenant Governor, Constitution Party, no candidate. Attorney General from the Constitution Party, no candidate. Secretary of State, State Treasurer, Representative in Congress, District 4 for the Constitution Party, no candidate, no candidate, no candidate. Representative to the Assembly District, number 17, Constitution Party, no candidate. Constitution Party doesn't have a candidate for sheriff. They don't have a candidate for county. I'm not reading all this. It's all empty. It's all blank. What else we got on this joker? Libertarian, no candidate. Wisconsin Green Party, they do have a candidate for Secretary of State. Pete Crocus, running with the Green Party. State Treasurer, Green Party, no candidate, no candidate. And then there you go. That's the whole ballot. So make sure you go and vote for me for Secretary of State. I better see my name on the marquee election night. Looks like Sherwin Hughes has got 94% of the vote. We've never seen a write-in get so many votes. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Make your home and family safer by properly getting rid of nasty chemicals and fire hazards. MMSD's Home Hazmat program offers 3 drop-off centers that are open all year long. It's fast and easy. You don't even have to get out of your car. And it's free to visit a drop-off. Lithium-ion batteries, old gas, propane tanks, they take all of that and more. For a list of things you can and cannot bring, locations and hours, go to MMSD.com. Milwaukee County residents only. No businesses.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know dads, the ones who know how to build it all, grill it all, and fix it all while still taking the time to share it all. So show them how much you care with great Father's Day gifts for one-of-a-kind dads, like men's work and sport short-sleeve plaid shirts, just $19.99. And new at Blaine's, save $50 on the Milwaukee M18 leaf blower when you buy a qualifying Milwaukee line trimmer. Find value on the gifts he'll value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Linda says, I love to watch swimmers swim. Dylan says, I always want my African American friends to come with me to these places. It's a good time. Sounds like a setup, Dylan. Let's see what else we got. I'm going to check the YouTube poll. Huh. Imagine that. The question is, are you bringing sexy back? 30% of you are not. The hell is wrong with y'all? Like, why would you not want to bring it back? Now, the good news is 70% of you, in fact, are indeed bringing sexy back. But I'm kind of concerned about that 30%. Do y'all need some help? You need some guidance? You need some advice on how you can bring sexy back? 30% that's not a small number. Linda says, you should learn how to swim, Sherwin. Do something new. Linda, I'm 51 years old, and we have been down this damn road. I get so sick of people saying, you know what, how about this? You know what it's like? Sherwin, you should learn how to swim. You know, ladies, when a man tells you, oh, you should smile more. That I feel the same way. Like when y'all get told you should smile more, it makes you not want to smile. Sherwin, you should learn how to swim. We've tried. It doesn't work. You think that there haven't been people that haven't like they want to be the one to teach me how to swim? They want to take great pride. I'm the one that taught Sherwin a rock because I sing, oh, I'm going to teach Sherwin how to swim. You know how many people I've disappointed? You know how many souls I've crushed in all of my years? Because they give up. They see. You got to see it for yourself. I'm like a big black Titanic. I split in half, and I sink slow. My ass is in the air. You see it in my swim trunks for some reason always come down. I don't know what it is. So you see my ass, and then I just bloop, 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 bloop. What else we got? Reginald says, somebody gift that sister with some swimming lessons. I might be in a pickling predicament here. Reggie, I don't even know what you be saying sometimes. You speak like you're from 1931. Why? And he comments on every sentence. Every sentence I say. Reggie's, funny you should mention that there, old chap. My. Well. Yeah, that's right, see? That's how he talks. All right, I'm had enough of you guys. What time is it? I got to go through these. 6 reasons why black people should vote. Can I get these done in 2 minutes? Let's try. Number 1, a non-vote is a vote just for the other side. This is the math nobody wants to talk about. When you do not vote, you do not stay neutral. You amplify the weight of every vote cast against your interests. The people working to harm our communities are voting in every single election at every level without fail. Your silence is not absence. Your silence is a contribution to their power. Sit out an election and you have not abstained, you have endorsed. Number 2, We are at war, use every tool. Our foreparents knew this. They risked their lives for the right to vote because they understood what the people in power understood. The vote is a weapon. We are at war. The Voting Rights Act has been gutted. Our history is being erased from classrooms. Our representation is being diluted in real time. When a community is at war, you do not put down weapons. You pick up every one you have by any means necessary, means by every means available. Number 3, voting is not about participation. It is about power. The system trained us to think voting is a civic duty, a box you check, a lever you pull. That is the lie that keeps us small. Every aspect of our lives, schools, housing, policing, healthcare, jobs, is governed by policy made by elected officials. When we do not vote, we have our power on the table for someone else to use against us. Number 4, voting disrupts the people trying to consolidate power against us. They are not afraid of us because we are black. They are afraid of what happens when black people leverage our collective power. This is why they close polling locations, draw maps to dilute us, and spend hundreds of millions of dollars convincing us that voting does not matter. When we vote in numbers, we slow them down. We force them to negotiate with us instead of running us over. Number 5, voting leverages our collective power and voice. Mighty rivers are filled drop by drop. Every single vote is one of those drops, and together our votes become one of the loudest voices in American politics. No other group in this country votes as unified as we do. That collective voice has shaped policy, flipped elections, and forced power to come to the table. When we vote together, we leverage everything we are, our history, our pain, our genius, our refusal to disappear. The people counting on us to forget how much weight we carry are about to be reminded. Number 6, voting shapes the next 250 years. If we are going to be the founders and the architects of the next era of the country, we cannot stay passive participants. Voting shapes the future by what leaders we select and what reforms we fight for. It's a vehicle for self-governance, and self-governance is what the next chapter of this country will require of all of us. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 2.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know dads, the ones who know how to build it all, grill it all, and fix it all while still taking the time to share it all. So show them how much you care with great Father's Day gifts for one-of-a-kind dads, like men's work and sport short-sleeve plaid shirts, just $19.99. And new at Blaine's, save $50 on the Milwaukee M18 leaf blower when you buy a qualifying Milwaukee line trimmer. Find value on the gifts he'll value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk. On 1017 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black Media Company.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Bill, I'm here in Mississippi, the poorest state in America, which is also the most conservative state in our union.
So why is Mississippi so conservative?
Well, you're in the heart of the Bible Belt. We believe in family. We believe in Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Whoever gets elected needs to be family orientated.
God should come into his mind in everything that he does.
You never liked the president, did you?
Never, and never will.
Why not?
One thing, his name's Obama.
This is America. Our president should be American, not Muslim.
I don't even like it. When I see him on TV, I turn it off. I don't like it.
Is it because he's black?
No, it's not because he's black, because he's a half-breed. Well, he's black too, but he's a half-breed.
I guess I'm a little prejudiced.
Are you? You don't like black people?
Not much.
Why not?
Just don't.
What is this? Where are we?
We're in the state of Mississippi. I don't care for the government. They don't show me anything.
You get food stamps.
Yeah, but I think I deserve food stamps. I have no employment.
I hate Obamacare. I think it's retarded and pointless.
But a lot of people in Mississippi need health care.
Yeah. Back when I was growing up and when my parents were growing up and my grandparents were growing up, we didn't have all that and people still made it. And back then, people pulled their own weight. They didn't sit around waiting for everyone else to take care of them.
So you don't care about the economy?
No, just take care of yourself. You put God back in the saddle, and I'll be okay.
So something's not working here.
That's
Voting
right.
Republican hasn't worked for you.
But it could.
But it hasn't.
It hasn't, but it could.
Why is the poorest state the most conservative state?
We would rather go broke and die hungry than to give up our moral beliefs.
I feel like that voting God and voting faith is more important to me than voting for free money or voting for a handout.
I'm going to stand up for what I believe in, even if I go broke doing it.
We're not going to be pushed over. We lost the war. That's true. But we're not going to be pushed around. We're not going to back down from what we believe. And like the tag on the front of my truck says, the South will rise again.
Welcome to hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. So that video is called, let me give you the exact title of it, because the video is, when you see these people, most of them don't have teeth. One guy is a hoarder, and he has like a bunch of like dogs walking over piles and bags of just garbage. It's called Wow at All This Ignorance. Mississippi conservatives talk about their hatred of Obama. Now, the video is a couple of years old, but I assure you that these individuals are Trump supporters. But to hear how these destitutely poor people talk about the government and voting for free money and voting for God and voting their faith, a lot of this still holds true. Now, if you were to ever come in contact with one of these people, and I want to use this as an example as I move into our next topic, which is the enormity of the problem we have here in the city of Milwaukee. 3 people were shot last night. They were non-fatal injuries, which makes me even more nervous because that likely will lead to some retaliatory shootings. Stay tuned for more information on that. But if you were to come in contact with one of these Mississippi conservatives that clearly have their feelings about politics and about faith and God and all the other things, do you honestly think that there is anything that you could tell them, even though they are poor, they are on welfare, and without welfare, they probably would be dead? They probably are getting their health care from the state of Mississippi, if not the Obamacare exchange. They're probably receiving whatever subsidies the state of Mississippi offers. They're probably receiving SNAP benefits. In fact, one guy says he deserves welfare. Do you think that you could talk any kind of sense into them, even if you presented them with objective facts of how they are voting against their best interests? If you presented to them how Donald Trump and anybody in the Republican Party really doesn't care about them, do you think there's anything that you could say that could get them to see your point of view? And I hope you're realistic about the answer, because the answer is no. And I want you to take that same level of thinking, because people who are on the right side of things believe that their logic and their fact will change people's minds. It does not. Logic and fact does not matter, because individuals like this are responding to things that are not factual and that are illogical. And because you present the alternative, they just think you're the enemy. If you want to make a positive difference in our community, you will not be able to change some of the minds of the people that are out here causing chaos and mayhem. There is no mentoring program. There's no basketball league. There's no fight club they can join. They will not respond. And for some reason, we think if we just present them with enough alternatives, I assure you they know what the alternatives are, ladies and gentlemen, and they chose the dark side. It's not like they're saying, oh, I go out and shoot people because I don't know where to play basketball. They are making a conscious decision to live the lives that they live. And you come in and you have a bunch of really great programs and you want to work with these young people and you want to mentor them. They are not going to respond to you. And for some reason, we think that we can change people. We think that we can show them like how we did it and we became successful. We think that we can transfer that to them. You can't. And the first thing that you have to know, if you want to make lasting social change and if you want to help people, you can't help people that are too far gone. We cannot save everybody. We have far too many people. And what will happen is they get burnt out because they go into the worst areas and want to deal with the roughest people, the people that cause the most damage. And they think, I'm going to convince them. I'm going to present them with all of these opportunities. You will have more luck changing a Mississippi conservative into a Democratic socialist. It does not matter what you say. It does not matter your fact, your logic, your opportunities that you present. You are the enemy because you represent the absolute opposite of them. Okay, let me do you one better. For those of you that are on the right side of history, and I know that that's most of the people that are listening to this program, what could a Trumper say to you to make you want to vote for him? I'll wait. If a Republican came to you and said, you know, Donald Trump is good for the economy, he's a real good businessman, and Donald Trump really cares about this country, and Donald Trump is doing something with the stock market, and Donald Trump only hires the best people to be in his administration, and Donald Trump has got a wonderful family, and Donald Trump has got a wonderful wife. Would any of that convince you to be a Trump supporter? It probably would not, right? Because you're dug in on your side because you believe that your side and your political beliefs and your social beliefs are factual and are true, and they represent you. We cannot change a Trumper's mind. A Trumper cannot change our mind. The only people we can potentially have influence over are young people, like children. Maybe there's some hope there. But here's the problem. You as a dedicated public servant and you want to help all the babies and give them all the opportunities that they need, and you want to make sure that they're steered in the right direction. You want to do everything for the babies. And here's what you got to keep in mind. That's not your child. And if you think for a moment, we got to be realistic about this, because people that want to see better have a kind of righteousness that bleeds into arrogance, where we will tell a mother or a father, let's be honest, that are doing a horrible job parenting their kid, and we want to basically take their child away from them because we want to build trust with somebody else's child. We may know that the parent is terrible and the child is going down the wrong path, but if you think for a second that a parent, even a bad one, is going to let you, even though you have the best interest in mind, you think that a parent is going to let you indoctrinate their child? Because even a bad parent still has the authority over their child. And we get stuck and we wonder why nothing ever happens. Now, here's what you need to do. There are parents that say, hey, help us. Tell us what we need to do. Tell me where the programs are at. Tell me what I can get my baby involved in. Tell us, where the basketball leagues are, where the after-school activities are. Tell us what activities that we can do as a family from the MPS Recreation Guide. Those are the only people that you can work with. But if you think that you're going to come into a bad family or a bad mom and a bad dad and some terrible kids, and if you think with your righteousness, because obviously you have a big heart and you want to help people, they're going to see you as egotistical and arrogant, and they're going to be very offended by your very presence because you are telling them that they are just wrong. Everything about them is wrong. Your kids are terrible. They know their kids are terrible. And I think we get stuck trying to convince people that everything they're doing needs to change. And a lot of these adults, they're never going to change. You cannot save everybody. And we waste too much time on people that are too far gone. And it's heartbreaking, but that's the reality of life. It's some 11-year-olds, and I hate to say it, some 11-year-olds are too far gone. Not many of them, but there are some you are never going to get back. You're not. There's nothing you can do. You just have to hope that maybe one day in their 30s, maybe if they make it that long, that they see the light. But there's very little that you can do because you're coming in with all this optimism and all of this hope, and you're going to change these people's lives. They don't know you. Think about that for a second. What if somebody you didn't know came knocking on your door offering you a whole bunch of programs? You didn't invite them. You don't know them. You don't trust them. You don't have any rapport with them. How would you respond to that? I know how I would respond. I call my 12-gauge shotgun Rebecca the Rump Shaker. She's mean. She just... Hi, Sherwin. I'm here to convert you. You're doing everything wrong. Here, I got a bunch of programs. Here, come on outside the house, Sherwin. Here, come get in my van. We're going to go down to the community center. I want to show you all these different programs. I'll shoot the tires out your van. Would I go to jail for that? I think
Yes.
yeah, okay. So I just want us to be very realistic because a lot of people are ambitious, like, oh, Sherwin, I'm going to help save all these kids. You understand that some of these kids are more likely to kill you? These kids shoot people. And you wouldn't have converted that kid anyway. It's like, how you going, like, would you convert a Jew to being a Catholic? No. Even if you presented all of the greatness of Catholicism, because you convince a Lutheran to be a damn Southern Baptist, you could not. But for some reason, we seem to think that we can usurp the authority and the ability of a parent, even though it's a bad parent, because we discredit bad parents and we think, well, you need to give your babies to us. And I would say, all right, then adopt those children if you want to fix them so bad, you want to help them so bad. Now, I know that's a bridge too far, right? I think this is not going to win me any friends by saying this, but mentoring programs are overrated. I think that adult mentor programs, like if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for a mentor who's more of a seasoned entrepreneur that can give you all the tips and the tricks and can guide you through the complicated process of owning your own business and being successful and being profitable, I think that that's a lot different than, oh, we have these wayward teenage boys that need to be paired up with another black man as a mentor. That mentor, while he can provide you can spend time with the child and, impart some good advice, that's not that child's father. And it's only going to go so far. And also, can a mentor, and I need it to be universal, not like, oh, it works 10% of the time. It's got to work all of the time. Can a mentor provide a kind of guidance where the child is no longer listening to their mother? Because the mother might be the toxic one, right? We don't ever think about it like that. But a mentor is presenting alternatives and a different viewpoint of the world that goes contrary to what that boy's mama is telling him. So you as a mentor, in order to be effective, you have to take the authority of his mama. Are you able to do that? And then what happens? Now the boy wants to spend more time with the mentor than with his mama. Now the mama's going to resent you. These are real situations that happen. And we go into this thinking like, oh, it's going to be great. I'm going to mentor these kids and I'm going to get them all to graduate from college. You got to take that boy out of his home is what you have to do. You have to make him be against his whole environment and everything that is bad in it. And it only goes so far. Now, you can provide some alternatives and some information to the child, but when they go home and they're getting cussed at by their mother and they're being neglected and being abused by their mama, the mentorship is not enough to turn that child's life completely around. And the other thing is you're dealing with children that can't even read. And I think it's great to give kids like fun activities to do, like, oh, I'm going to take my mentee to the park and we're going to go to the movie. If they can't read, maybe you also spend a little bit of time at the new library they're going to build at Midtown. And then we wonder why we're not getting better results. It's an uphill battle unlike any other, but you have to go into it realistically. Just like a Trump supporter, no matter what information or logic they present to you, they're never going to change your mind, ever. Just like those of you that have really great ideas for the youth and for young people, it doesn't matter how good the ideas are because they are so incredibly dug in their lifestyle and their culture because it's literally in them. very few of them are going to change. Very few of them are going to say, screw my mother. She's a terrible lady. I don't want to be with her anymore. I don't want to live with her anymore because she is the one that's been abusing me and neglecting me. That's still that boy's mama. You have to basically replace all of the negative aspects of that young person's life, which means that young person is going to have to be your full-time job. And I don't know if people are ready for that kind of commitment. Take a break, come back. I'm going to get into the enormity of the problem. The most evidence-based way to answer the question is that there is no single cause for Milwaukee's disparities, and they are a result of multiple systems reinforcing one another over decades. Social scientists often call this cumulative disadvantage or concentrated disadvantage. I need you to understand this now. We're going to get into details on the other side. What we are trying to remedy one summer at a time has been built up over 50 years. And you think you can come in with a grant and a summertime youth program and undo 50 years of multi-generational damage? I just want us to be realistic now. And once we get through these details, we're just going to be a little bit more realistic about what we can do, what we can't do, who we can save, and who we cannot. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The performing arts do more than entertain. They bring the community together. From live performances and arts education to free community events, UPATH helps support the organizations that keep southeastern Wisconsin vibrant. But it only happens because of people like you. Every gift helps keep the arts accessible and inspiring for the entire community. Join thousands of supporters and give today at upaf.org. UPATH. One gift, regional impact.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds. About as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
wait a minute. So now it's gone down to 68%. It was 70% of you were bringing sexy back. Fewer are bringing sexy back? Come on, you guys. This is the Silver Fox summer of sexy.
Maybe they're sexually inactive.
Probably. You can tell by what they type who's getting some and who ain't. People that get some, their whole demeanor is different, especially men. You can tell. And I worry about men that are devoid of affection from women because it makes you just very cold and dangerous. They get angry and violent. Because being involuntarily celibate is horrible. Like, you want to be with a woman, you want to date, but women just don't want to have anything to do with you. After a while, that turns you pretty cold. You know, you're mean to everybody, and they're malcontent, and they're really pessimistic, and they have a lot of anxiety, and they're a lot of depression. And I bet you a lot of these people out here causing all this mayhem, the men especially, they're not getting any. Because fellas, you know this as well as I do. Every now and again, you got to get the poison out now. You got to get it out. It's just, it builds up, and you got to release. And then when you release, everything is so much better. You're like, oh, see that? Even your voice relax a little bit. You know, brothers, they get some, hey, how y'all doing? Even if there's like a major emergency, brothers that get some, just be like, oh, don't worry about it. That tornado ain't going to do nothing. We're just going to go in the basement and chill and just wait for the storm to pass. Ain't no thing. Don't even worry about it.
You think brothels should be legal then?
I mean, technically, that's not for me to decide. I don't.
Like Japanese style.
Prostitution is already legal. It's just dating. If you got songs that basically have instructions that are telling men to spend that, and there are some women that elevate their work, like they associate their time with a dollar amount, that's prostitution. If he has to spend a certain amount of money or, be dedicated to her in financial ways, and then she decides, oh, he's met my threshold, I'll give him a little sample, he paid for it. Brothels would be cheaper because some women, like, you might be going out with this woman for a month and taking her out to dinner and buying her flowers and buying her all sorts of stuff, and you ain't even getting a whiff. Not I. No way. We're going to have to set some parameters now. You know what I mean? But I'm not out there like that. I'm not pursuing because it's too hard to find somebody. If you look at the social conditions in the city that we all complain about, that does not produce good dateable women. It just doesn't. And plus, I need a really smart woman. I can't be with a dummy. I've tried. It's horrible. Even if it's an attractive dummy, they're not even attractive anymore because I need an intellectual. And it kind of breaks my heart because some women will say, oh, my God, Sherwin, I'm really super smart. I'm like, okay. Then I come to find out they're not. Here's what the problem is. They're the smartest person in their friend group because all their friends are dumb. And they're the smartest out of a group of dumb people. So it's easy for them to say, oh, I'm like really super smart. No, you're just smarter than your dummy friends. That doesn't mean that you're actually an intellectual, and it's so hard to find a smart lady.
Yeah, I've noticed that about Wisconsin women.
Now, you're going to get us in trouble by saying that because there's some very smart ladies that are around, but they also might be undateable because they're married, they're involved, they're heartbroken, they're traumatized, they're unhealed, and they're lesbians. And sometimes all of the above.
Now, I just noticed Wisconsin women are a bit different than the ones from other states.
How so? Since you put your foot in it, come on.
How can I describe it?
Oh, say it.
Just the way they act, their mannerisms, I love women, though. But, I just noticed Wisconsin women are a bit different.
I love them, too. I can't get enough of them. And I'm not outgrowing it. I thought once I got to a certain age, like, I don't pursue with the same kind of vigor, but I love them. I don't want to live in a world without women, but if you ask women if they want to live on a planet without men, they all say yes, which is insane to me because they would end up killing each other and then nothing would get fixed. Every car would be broken down. No drywall would be replaced. All the electricity would stop working. You know what I mean? Nobody would be killing bugs. Who's going to pump their gas for them?
The stranger or the bear?
Let them have the bear. Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard a woman said that to me. I was like, you're a Wisconsin woman.
So when she gets chased by the bear, here's what you say. Good luck. I'm going to drive away in my Tesla.
Yeah.
Sherwood saved me from the bear. No, you wanted the bear. I got to be careful what I say to ladies are going to get mad at me. Because there's always the exceptions that get angry. Sherwood, I'm smart. I choose a man over a bear. Yeah, but do you ever make yourself known and available? No, I never leave the house, and we're not coming and checking for you. And dating sites are disgusting. That's the wasteland. Dating sites are like the whole northwest side of the city of Milwaukee. It is the land that time forgot. You are the people that time forgot. If you think you're going to, now let me be clear. I shouldn't. Some of y'all met the love of your life on a dating site. It's the last refuge for a savage. The way you meet people is the old-fashioned way, out in the wild. That's how you do it, but everybody's scared to talk, scared to introduce yourself to somebody. And ladies, y'all gonna have to start speaking up because we're not coming and hitting on y'all. We're not doing that. Them days is over. You want something, you better speak up, or you gonna go home to some cold sheets. I don't know why y'all got all this confidence in every other sphere of life. You're accomplished. You did all this other stuff. You got the job, got the promotion, got the beautiful house, but scared to say hi to a man that you find beautiful. You don't deserve him. I'm going to tell you what. Even if a booger wolf comes up to me, I'm going to give her a little bit of rhythm because I appreciate the confidence. Because sometimes a confident booger wolf, she'll grow on you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, sure.
She might be freaky, too.
Oh, they have to be. They got to overcompensate.
My kind of woman.
Sherwin, I saw you from across the room, and I just want to come and say hello. What you drinking on, Sherwin? Oh, I'm having a Tito's and seltzer with a lime. Hold on, I'll be right back. Come back with a Tito's? Now you got me for a couple minutes, at least until I finish my Tito's. Next thing you know, she's bringing another one. Now I'm 2 Tito's in.
Yeah.
Now we starting to talk about politics.
Yeah, you know what I like?
What you like?
A woman from Indiana.
Really? Why
Oh,
Indiana?
Yeah. They got this like country, especially southern Indiana. They have like this little southern twang to their voice, and they got this little attitude, and a lot of them are really hot. Like women from Evansville.
Huh. All right.
I went to Indiana University, so.
Oh, sure. Yeah, there was
Ohio women too.
An issue of Playboy magazine where they featured the girls of the Big Ten. Mwah, chef's kiss.
Yes. You would love Indiana University. It's a beautiful little town. Lots of beautiful women.
I'm a little too old to be on a college campus, but point well taken.
Well, I'm talking about back in the day, rewind 15 years, were you?
We got to go back further than that, buddy.
Well, you're in your 30s.
I've been out of college almost 30 years.
Oh, okay.
Damn, it hurt to say. But I wouldn't want to be young in this era. This has got to be the worst time to be a young person. You can't do anything. You can't say anything. You might get canceled. You can't speak your mind. You can't be honest. You can't even tell a fat person they're fat because you care about them because that's fat shaming.
You can speak your mind.
Nah, people, they get hurt. It's the craziest thing ever because I don't know why I get so many like food reviewers on my timeline, and it's morbidly obese women who are sucking down cheeseburgers and French fries from fast food restaurants and rating them 1 to 10. I'm like, is nobody saying anything to y'all? They got type 4 diabetes now. They got to invent new diabetes. It's very sad because we lived in a world where, first of all, we had shame in our world and we didn't want to be shamed. There was a set of standards that were upheld, I swear, by everybody. It didn't matter your race. It didn't matter your class. It didn't matter your age. You presented yourself in a certain way or you would be ridiculed, and nobody wanted to be ridiculed. Like, we had elevated standards. Now you can't say anything to anyone because they will automatically get defensive, and it's crumbling our society from within. Oh, good God, of all people that could call right now.
He wants to talk about women.
Hello, Bob.
Sherwin.
Yep.
You know, you have to watch. Hello, Sherwin. You have to watch what you say about women. Women, big women, medium-sized women, and small women, all try to look nice, makeup, lipstick, until they get a man, and maybe they do it for themselves. They do so much work to look appealing to the man. You have to be careful about talking about negative about women. They do so much. And, you know, you care, you and the producer, like Indiana woman, where Indiana woman is just like Wisconsin woman, and it's just like California woman.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong. They all try to look nice. Most of them try to put on stockings and high-heel shoes.
Stockings.
Hurt their back. You know, have babies. 8 billion people is because of a woman. And a man, but because of a woman. So watch what you say about these women. Be careful. Be cautious. Because, I mean, that's why you see me giving $20 here and $20 there to Carrie or Rhea or waitresses.
It's called simping.
Look how nice they look. Look what they have to do. Get their hair done.
Bob, if you have so much sympathy for women and you give them money because they got to do so much stuff, how come you ain't got one? Where your woman at, man? You got a gal?
Do so much.
Where your gal at?
Sherwin, I could have a gal, but I just choose to be by myself. Because, you know, when you get my age, when you get old, you got funny ways. You're old. You got funny ways. You know, you want things your way most of the time. And if I have a woman, which, you know, I'm most interested in a caretaker. I'm too old, Sherwin. You know, I don't think about that. I gotta be an example to our black people.
Oh, wait a minute, an example. What kind
be
of example?
An example. I have to be an example, Sherwin. Do you understand, you know, that I ain't messing with a woman in 20, it's going on 22 years.
Oh, wait, Bob.
I could have. I could have.
Hold on now. I need you to stop. You ain't.
I could have.
Hold on, man. I need you to stop for 1 second. You mean to tell me you ain't had no woman in 22 years?
Yes, right. I have to be an example, man.
That's the worst kind of example to be. That's why you. I get it now. Now I feel bad for you. That's why you act the way you act. You backed up for 22 years.
Sure. I could have had a woman, but I didn't, because I'm trying to be a good boy and show an example. So, you know, to our brothers and our sisters, not just my brothers, to my sisters too. They be terribly surprised when I may take one out to eat and I don't try to get them to a hotel. Wow, you old and you ain't trying to get this beautiful woman to a hotel? Or
how you gonna do at the hotel? Fall asleep.
Wait, what are you doing? Are you crazy, man? You old and no, I'm just taking my Afro-American black behind home and getting me some Cheerios or some Frosted Flakes or some Wheaties.
Hold on,
you understand,
wait a minute, hold on. Who in the background?
Do you understand, Sherman? Do you understand? Watch how you talk about these.
Who is that gal?
Watch how you talk about these.
Stop yelling. Who is that gal in the background?
Oh, that's my daughter. She's over here helping me out. See, I got.
That's why you need a woman. Why are you over here burdening your daughter? You need a woman. Leave your daughter got her own life.
She came down here on her own. I didn't ask her to come down. They appreciate this Afro-American black man raising them by themselves. So they help this old black man out. And she's laughing because I'm talking to you on the radio. She's just laughing because I'm fussing and hollering, and I don't mean no harm.
Bob,
you know?
how old is your daughter?
Oh, my goodness.
How old is she?
Showing them they're around your age.
Is she single?
That's why I'm so aware.
Hold on.
I'm so aware of how you are.
Is she
I'm
single?
so aware of how you are, Shirley.
Is she single? Yeah,
Well,
she giggling
you know,
like she's. Put her on the phone. I'm done with you. Put her on the phone. I'm finna snatch
Andrea,
your daughter. I'm finna take her.
Andrea.
I'm finna.
Yeah. Come here. Yes. Sherwin wants to talk to you. How you doing, Mr. Sherwin?
I'm doing all right. How you doing? Bob, get off the phone.
I'm doing good. Now, Sherwin, okay, now she said hi. Is that enough, Sherwin?
Oh.
Is that enough?
Oh, she's
I'm proud of my father. He's disabled and doing his thing. See? I'm proud of him. I got to be an example to my kids. He's right-handed and he writes with his left hand. He does a good job. I'm proud of him. His blood pressure was good. He went to the doctor yesterday. I'm proud of him. And see, Sherwin, I'm 47. I'm 47. All right, then. Now, Sherwin,
why you cut her
if I
off,
run
Bob?
around having a woman here and a woman in my house, a woman here, a woman there, a woman there, I mean, they wouldn't have no respect for me. My brothers and my daughters, they gangster me, man. I got to live a kind of example life. You understand, Jim? Now, go to commercial, because you know you got to go to commercial, So it's time for me to
Is
get
she
off
still
the
back there sniggling and giggling?
Sherwin, she says we have a extraordinary relationship.
Well, I'm trying to have an
And
extraordinary relationship with her too.
I let her know.
Tell her to call me, Bob. Tell her to call me. Tell her to call me. You know the number.
Oh, Sherwin. She's helping me out, Sherman. She's concentrating
Bob,
on that,
you finna
Sherman.
be my father-in-law.
Oh, Sherman,
I gotta go,
couldn't have a son-in-law like you.
Oh, yes,
you gotta learn not to talk about these women like that.
I gotta go, Bob. He got a little protected. I snatched. She was laughing a little too hard. You hear her giggling and
Oh
sniggling?
yeah, no, you're in there. You're in there, Sherwin. A woman laughing like that.
Don't play with me, Bob. Don't do that. Listen, you're gonna need us, Bob. You're gonna need us to come see you, come check on you, make sure you're taking your medication, Bob. Don't get in the way of this with me and your daughter trying to, because I know he's still listening. Don't get in the way of this, Bob. Ooh, that would be something. Bob would be so mad.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta take a break.
Sound like a good couple.
Bob cut her off though. I
Yeah.
was trying to run my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was trying to.
he's blocking.
I know he is. You can only block for so long with one good arm. You can only
Exactly.
half block. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The African American Roundtable, Black-led organization on Milwaukee's far northwest side, has launched a safety campaign rooted in the basic need of food access. It's called Feed the Change MKE. Through community engagement, AART learned that easy access to and education about locally sourced and fresh food would help people feel healthier and safer. Also, local food providers need to learn how to engage the community, build awareness, and stay in our community long term. So Feed the Change MKE encourages people to know, grow, prepare, and share food, especially from community-owned and operated stores, gardens, markets, and other culturally relevant sources. We can't rely on big corporations to meet these needs. That's why we must demand the city to invest $1 million into the Healthy Food Establishment Fund, formerly called the Fresh Food Access Fund. Join AART's campaign to win a dignified and choiceful system that we all can thrive in. Visit AARTMKE.org to learn more about Feed the Change MKE.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Dun dun.
Locked and Lovely says, Us women need to be careful. We are not trying to get hooked up with some dude that's looking for a nurse with a purse. That's exactly what we're looking for. Someone that can take care of us physically, mentally, spiritually, and you got to have your own money. Reginald says, how about a woman half your age, fellas? How about that insurance policy getting cashed out? Curly says, Bob said what you not gonna do is talk to his daughter. Not really a city girl says, it's love for his daughter to, I think that should be revere her father like that. You're a blessed man, Bob. Like, Bob ain't got no woman. All he got is his daughters. Bob he need a woman. You don't want to burden your kids with that stuff. Locked and Lovely said, wow, there's just no growth here. And somebody named Hughes Views 414 says Bob's daughter might get cracked. I don't know who would say something that rude. What else can I read? Linda, are you drinking vodka? What's happening here? Are you getting drunk already, Linda? What time is it? I went a little over in that last segment. The most evidence-based way to answer the question is that there is no single issue for Milwaukee's disparities, and they are the result of multiple systems reinforcing one another over decades. Social scientists often call this cumulative disadvantage or concentrated disadvantage, a condition where poverty, crime, weak schools, poor health, and unemployment become mutually reinforcing. So I'm going to lay a groundwork here, and I'm probably going to take a good amount of time to explain this, that if you see troubled youth, I want you to set realistic expectations that with your good ideas and your optimistic spirit and all the different things you can offer, maybe it's mentoring programs, maybe it's God knows what, you may not be able to compete with decades of reinforcing systems. Now, there are some people that can overcome their situations and the circumstances, but it's really, really hard. The likelihood that someone who was born into poverty will completely get out of it is between 1% and 5%. So it's not impossible. It's just the odds are stacked against people. And I think that we want better for members of our community because we see how much more productive we can be and how much further we can go if everybody just is improving their circumstances and their situations. But you also got to keep this in mind. Some people are going to choose the streets every single time. No matter what you offer, they're going to choose the streets because that's what they know and that's what they're used to. They're going to choose the streets. They don't want to be on the straight and narrow. That's boring. There's no excitement. There's no adrenaline rush every single time. And here's what makes it even worse, because you may have someone and they're listening to you and you're spending time with them and you're offering them diversionary programs and it looks like things are going well. Maybe it's a teenager and they're going to school. They're not truant anymore. And then boom, something happens. They're right back on the streets again. And that'll break you down. It will, because you put a lot of time and a lot of effort into that young person only for them to return to the streets. Or, ladies, I know you can relate to this. You're working with some teen girls. You got programs for the teen girls, and you're keeping them on the straight and narrow, and you're telling them how powerful they are and how strong they are, and they're going to finish school, and they're going to go and reach the highest of all heights. Nothing can stop them. And then, boom, 3 of them get pregnant. It's realistic. It is very, very hard for you as a concerned citizen and resident, and God bless you, but for you to present alternatives that can compete with a poisonous and toxic environment that child is in. There are some cases, ladies and gentlemen, where we can be effective and we can help these children, but you're going to need the support of that child's parents or their guardians. They have to be willing participants, because whatever positive activities you may involve this child in, or whatever programs you direct them to, the mama and the daddy and the family structure, they got to participate too, and they have to trust you. And that's the thing. We don't trust nobody. Ladies, if somebody told you that they have a great set of programs for your kids, wouldn't you look at them with one eyebrow raised? Now, there's also something else we don't talk about, the rampant sexual abuse of black children, because even when they talk about the fact that they were sexually abused, none of them are credible. 14-year-old girl gets sexually assaulted. We're going to ask her why she was out at 3 o'clock in the morning and what was she wearing. So she stops telling people that she was sexually abused. And then what behaviors are you going to see from her? Because we put a lot of emphasis on the boys and their behavior. Oh, these girls. Oh, and we don't check the girls. We don't. We put the hammer down on the boys. The boys are responsible. I bet you 95% of why these boys are stealing cars is because a girl told them to do it. Some of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life was because of a woman. Just saying. We don't put the same emphasis and responsibility on the girls that we do the boys because we think that the boys are a problem in a vacuum. Some of these boys might be virgins. They're going to wait until they get married, but then you got some of these little teenage girls, they be throwing it. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You're making it seem like the boys is always bad. Women, they know how to throw that sin. And then if you say, no, ma'am, I'm on the straight and narrow, I'm following the path of Jesus, then they shame you, don't they, Xavier? If a woman offers it and you don't accept because you're on a righteous path directly to heaven, then they're going to make you feel weak. And then now you got to do it now. It's almost like a reverse sexual harassment.
You know, I've never been shamed into that.
I have.
I got stronger will than that.
It was complicated.
How
She wore me down.
How does that work?
It's not as difficult as you might think.
She's like, oh, you're afraid of this? You don't want this, Sherwin?
Yes, exactly. That's what, you scared? No. Come on then. Come on. What you scared, huh? Oh, you want you I ain't scared. Well, then show me you ain't scared. I ain't scared. And I'm crying a little bit.
What was her race?
Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
I got to take a break now because
I
got to talk about the enormity of the problem. Geography matters more than race. I'm going to take a break, come back, I'm going to pick it up right there. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back shortly.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome. Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Geography matters more than race. The strongest predictor of life outcomes is often where someone grows up and not their race. Children growing up in neighborhoods with high poverty, high crime, low performing schools, few businesses, and many vacant homes have dramatically lower odds of upward mobility. Economist Raj Chetty and colleagues found that neighborhood conditions during childhood significantly affect future earnings, college attendance, incarceration risk, and life expectancy. Milwaukee has numerous neighborhoods where nearly every one of these disadvantages overlaps. And if you're the mentor and you want to provide, more opportunities for this young person, how are you going to compete with the neighborhood that they live in? That's where they return to every single night to go to sleep. That is the neighborhood that is informing them. That is a neighborhood in which they are absorbing everything, the good and the bad, and all of the culture of high poverty, high crime, low-performing schools. Not to mention their other family members are probably also in that exact same neighborhood, even though you have wonderful alternatives and you want this child to be successful. Very, very hard for you and all the programs that you offer and all the opportunities that you present to compete with high poverty, high crime, low-performing schools, few businesses, and vacant homes. Number 2, concentrated poverty changes community norms. Poverty alone does not create crime, but concentrated poverty does. When many families in one neighborhood simultaneously experience unemployment, housing instability, incarceration, poor schools, and mental stress, the entire neighborhood loses social stability. Researchers call this collective efficacy. Neighborhoods become less able to A, supervise children, B, discourage criminal behavior, C, organize against gangs, and D, maintain public spaces. Maintain public spaces like keeping parks and public areas clean. Crime increases because informal social control weakens. Number 3, this is another big one that's hard to compete with. I'm just trying to give reasons why all of these Pollyanna-ish things that we come up with, because we oversimplify the problem. Well, if these kids just had more things to do, you are competing with their entire developmental environment that is going to have infinitely more influence on them than anything that you may offer. Unless you have buy-in from that child's whole family and they essentially turn that child's well-being over to you, which happens, but then at the same time, you got to be ready to adopt them. Children generally do better when raised in stable homes with consistent adult supervision. Milwaukee's black community has relatively high rates of single-parent households, parental incarceration, housing instability. This does not mean single parents cause crime. Rather, raising children with fewer financial and emotional resources is substantially harder. Parents working multiple jobs often have less time for helping their kids with their homework, supervising their children, and participating in extracurricular activities with their children. Number 4, educational challenges begin before kindergarten. Some of these children are born doomed. It's a really horrible thing to say, but we have to come to terms with it. A lot of what we see and lament about, whether it be the takeovers and the fights and the shootings, these children were doomed in the womb. And it's really, really hard to present reasonable alternatives to children who were born doomed. Can we just take a moment and admit that some people just shouldn't have children? Or is that mean? If you did everything right and you're proud of your children and your kids are doing well in school and maybe they made it to adulthood, and then one random act of violence takes your child from you because some idiot tried to rob your child and now your child is dead, you got to bury your child at 21. The killer of your child never should have been born. Or are you going to have sympathy for the person that murdered your baby? Some people shouldn't have been born. And I think that we all know that, but for some reason, we don't want to admit it. Some people are not fit. They're going to abuse and neglect their children. They're going to leave their children with whoever, with babysitters, with their mama, with their dad. They're not going to raise their children. They're not going to be responsible for them. You know what happens to those kind of kids? They end up being killers. Some people just shouldn't Now, I'm not saying these specific people shouldn't have children, but there's a whole bunch. Some people shouldn't have a gerbil. Do they still make gerbils? What's the difference between a gerbil, a hamster, and a mouse? They're kind of the same, right?
You know, I have no idea. Okay. I think the gerbil is a little bit bigger and fatter than the mouse, but the other stuff I don't really know the difference.
Don't gerbil shame. Don't call them fat.
Oh, thicker.
Oh, it's even worse. Don't do that.
I thought people like calling. Oh, I guess women like to be called thick, right?
Some women do.
No.
Like white women know that they're getting too fat when black men start hitting on them.
Mm.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Really?
Yeah. Like, oh, sure, this is how I know I got to get to the gym. Tyrone and them are hitting on me.
I see a lot of black guys hitting on skinny little white girls.
Some of us will just hit on, because you got to play the numbers game.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a motivated fella and you talk to, let's say in the course of an evening, 20 women, you approach 20 women, somebody's going to say yes.
Yeah.
And then there you go. Your night's a success. Now, it's draining and it's exhausting, but it might be number 20. You're like, this is it. This is my 20th approach. I'm going to see what happens. And she's like, yeah, let's go. Let's go right now. You're like, oh, the night was worth it. Educational challenges begin before kindergarten. Achievement gaps usually appear before the first grade. Factors include early childhood vocabulary exposure. They say that black children hear less words. Like before they start school, they're exposed to less vocabulary, and it puts them at an academic disadvantage before they even start school. That's why you got to read to your kids. And if the parent is illiterate, then it doesn't help the child's possibility for academic success. I'm going to take a break, come back, pick it up on the other side. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 3.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 3 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Taking a much more critical look of the genesis of the problems that we see manifesting themselves as fatal and non-fatal shootings and violence and fighting and these takeovers. You all are competing against a developmental environment that poisoned that child, quite honestly, maybe even when they were in the womb. Some of these mamas are not getting prenatal care, and that's going to impact the development of that child. When the child is born, Black children, and especially in impoverished neighborhoods, are exposed to less words, less vocabulary. That puts them at an academic disadvantage long before they even start K-4. And when we want to come up with a quick fix, like, oh, we need a bunch of programs and we need more skating rinks. No, that's not. You're just going to waste your time and somebody else's money. And at some point, the vast majority of people that want better and work really hard and stay above the fray, we have to look out for them. And we got to leave somebody behind. Everybody can't run at the same speed. And if you can't keep up, like, that's what this society is. And as much as I know y'all want to bring everybody along, you can't. You can't fix some people. You can't. And what you can't do as good folks is burn yourself out trying to fix somebody that is beyond reproach. And I can make it personal. I can make it about relationships. Fellas, you can't fix her. You can't love her out of it. You can't care for her and support her. You can't fix her. Ladies, you can't fix that man. You can't do everything for him and care for him and expect him to change. He was messed up before you met him. You aren't going to come in all of a sudden and then just change everything. That isn't how it works. And we got to admit, some people are just lost. Now, what we can do is provide this information, and hopefully moving forward, somebody somewhere will make better decisions. And a lot of times it's not having children. People are having less children, by the way, because folks are starting to see, yeah, I'd probably be a crappy parent. I'm not going to love that child. I'm too selfish. I want to travel. I want to do things. I want to become successful. Now, you can do all of those things, but with children, especially if you're raising children on your own, it's going to slow you down dramatically. Some people are just saying, you know what, I'm just going to forego having children. Some people are not even good pet owners. If you're not a good dog owner, then graduating to being a parent, like, there should be, why don't we do this? Why don't we see, instead of teenagers getting pregnant, give them a pet ferret. And if they can raise the ferret and not have it die after a year, then maybe they could consider being parents one day. You know what else needs to happen? Now, this is not my original idea, but someone told me this. I was like, oh, that's fantastic. You got all these young guys that are entering into the NBA. You know, there's some of them didn't finish college. Even the ones that did, they're 22 years old. These guys are really young. And they have all this wealth and all this fame. These guys are signing these $100 million supermax contracts. These young, probably not very mature men, because men are not very mature at 22. And then you make him $100 millionaire. Here's what these fellas should do. And fellas entering to the NFL as well. Now they're famous and they're wealthy, and the Sharks are going to be out. That's a meal ticket for some lucky lady. The league should require all the men to get a reversible vasectomy. Okay? No, I'm serious. And then here's what we can do. We can store their sperm. Like one day when they want to have kids, they'll have some sperm. We'll freeze your sperm for the young, especially black men that are entering into the league that might have come from disadvantaged backgrounds and they come from poverty, and all of a sudden you make them rich and famous by giving them $100 million sports contract. That they're not going to be able to handle all that's coming at them, and they're going to be taken advantage of, because a lot of times these guys, they don't know. If they didn't have a father in their life to give them these glaring warnings about how sinister some women can be, these guys are victims. So here's what you do. Get a vasectomy. And let her try and say she's pregnant. You can't, but don't tell her. I've even promoted men getting vasectomy. If you don't want kids, get a vasectomy and don't tell the woman you're with. It's none of her business. What? Is that a problem? It's a woman's body and her choice, right? Why can't a man exercise this? He doesn't have to tell anybody that he got a snippy, snip, snip, snip. He doesn't want any kids. She might want children because that's a gateway into stability. Through marriage, 80% of women escape poverty. Through divorce, 80% of men go into poverty. You got to be very careful about this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Fellas, if you don't want any more children, get a vasectomy. And then some of you will find out that your wife gets pregnant anyway. I'm telling you, you don't have to tell a woman if you want to get a vasectomy. I remember I brought this topic up a couple of years ago. You know how outraged women got when I said that a man should be able to make autonomous decisions about his body and his health care. If he gets a vasectomy, he doesn't have to tell anybody. Do you know that women actually started making up facts? Women said, well, no, a man has to get permission from his wife and she has to sign a form before he gets a vasectomy. Where? They're just making stuff up because they got so upset at the fact that a man might make a choice about his body that a woman doesn't have any influence over. Because guess what? A woman can get pregnant and have an abortion and no one will ever know. And we won't say anything about it, obviously, because we don't know. But isn't that her choice to do so? She's not obligated to tell a man that she is with his child. And she can terminate that pregnancy. We won't know anything about it, and that is her right to do so. So if a woman has that right, she gets pregnant, she doesn't want the baby. But what if he wants the baby? Doesn't matter, right? Because it doesn't matter what he thinks. It's not his body. It's not his choice. But then why can't he make the same decision? And I know some women might agree, like, no, men should be able to have a vasectomy and not tell anybody. All fruit, no seed, just run around shooting blanks. Pew, 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 pew. I think I need to get a vasectomy just because I don't, you know what I mean?
They have male birth control now.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Just pop the pill.
Nuh-uh. It's not widely available. It's probably no. They don't. I remember them talking about it. Men wouldn't take it.
I'd take it.
No, you wouldn't take a pill every day.
Yeah. What?
I don't think you would. First of all, that's feminine.
Take a pill. I mean, you take your vitamins every day. I hope.
No, that's vitamins are not good for you. The only vitamin I take is vitamin D because we're all vitamin D deficient. But the human body is not designed to take like a full dose of vitamin A and vitamin C in a pill. We're supposed to get it through our food, and all the other additives. Vitamins actually are a big myth because none of them are FDA approved. But that's getting off the point. Could you imagine to do, hey, James, can you run me back to the crib? Well, why? We're headed out. Hey, man, I ain't take my pill today, dog. Man, I usually, and he pulls out his little plastic thing with the little date and stuff on it. Oh, I'm ovulating this week.
It makes sense to me.
No.
Yeah, you got yourself a hot weekend, pop yourself them pills every morning.
Now, if a man could take plan B, that would make more sense. Like you pop a man B, and then your sperm are dead for like 72 hours.
Sometimes okay.
A man, so instead of a plan B, a man B. Yep. So if you pop it, then your sperm they don't get produced for. You have a 3-day window.
Yeah, because I was wondering if you had to take that after every session, because sometimes I might have to take 5 or 6 pills a day.
Well, after it wouldn't work. You got to take it before.
Okay.
So you take the man B, and then for the next 72 hours, you're shooting blanks.
Sounds like a fun weekend to me.
I bet you they probably could invent something like that where it kills your sperm cells for 72 hours or however long the plan B works. Because with the plan B, I think you can take it within like 3 days of sex, and it's effective. So just come up with a man B.
There we go. $1 billion idea.
Going to Walgreens. Yeah, let me get a Coca-Cola, bag of Fritos, and a man bee. I think I just invented something. A man bee pill. That's fabulous. In case, things get hot and heavy and oops. Oh, don't worry, baby. I took a man bee. Oh, thank you. Man bee. Whenever it happens, let it happen. It'd be a commercial, 2 people walking on the beach. A real nice, lovely commercial. The sun is setting over the beach. They're wearing sweater vests. Sometimes you just aren't ready for the responsibilities that life can bring on you. For everything else, there's Man Bee, available at your local pharmacy. And then like violins are playing and you see some doves are being released in the sky. Man Bee, now available. Also in maximum strength.
Does that last a week?
I don't think it would last that long. It probably would be just like there used to be. So if you had a drug test back in the day, there'd be supplements that you could take where if you took your urine test within a window, you might have substances in your system, but you would take whatever these pills are, whatever these elixirs are, these teas, and then you take your drug test within that window, and your urine would come out clean because it is the substance that is mimicking clean urine. So if you can mimic clean urine by taking and ingesting a pill or a drink, you probably could ingest something that could blunt or greatly reduce sperm production for a period of time as well. I need to patent the name Man Bee. I love that name. And you can buy them in pairs. You can buy some Plan B for her, Man Bee for him. They'd be great stocking stuffers. I probably need to get to the research and development phase. On that note, I'm going to take a little break. Think about it, guys. A Man Bee pill. For all those nights when you want to be extra careful, Man Bee. Brought to you by Hughes and Company. And it's a picture of me smiling with my hands up. My face is on the box. Man Bee by Sherwin Hughes. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America.
Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Get ready. 1017 The Truth Family Fest is back. Join us on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Riverside High School for free back-to-school resources, live entertainment, family activities, and community fun. Vendors and sponsors can reserve a spot by emailing Sierra.brown@MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com. That is Sierra, Cierra.Brown@MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com. Proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union, Gruber Law Offices, and American Family Insurance. Looking to discover and support local businesses in our community? Then make sure you tune in every Friday at 8 a.m. to The Truth in the Morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman for What the Business Is, powered by We Energies. Each week, you'll hear from local business owners as they share what their business is, where they're located, and one valuable lesson they've learned along the way. We Energies is proud to help power local businesses and the communities they serve. Don't miss What the Business Is every Friday at 8 a.m. only on The Truth in the Morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman, powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local businesses. At UW Milwaukee, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. Roar Ready lets students K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus, from science and tech to art, sports, and more. Students try new things, they meet new people, and build skills that matter. Get started today at uwm.edu/roarready. That's uwm.edu/roarready. All righty. I am talking about all of the negative things that you have to be aware of that you are competing against. And these things are actively working against you if you believe that just coming up with a series of youth programs will be successful. Because if it was easy, ladies and gentlemen, somebody would have done it, and we wouldn't be experiencing the takeovers and the shootings and the non-fatal shootings and all of the fighting. If it was easy, then it would have been done. In fact, it is so hard that candidates for governor that very much need votes from the African-American community, they don't even have a solution. They've just given up. If it was easy, the solution would have been evident a long time ago, but people are not aware of all that they are competing against when they want to offer positive programs that we hope and think can lead to positive outcomes for the youth. Y'all just think, oh, if we build the basketball court, you can build a basketball court and someone will get shot on the basketball court that you built. Well, the kids need to go roller skating. Like roller skating is some ultimate outlet for aggression. These kids will beat each other in the head with a roller skate. We need more bowling alleys. These kids will hit each other with bowling balls, which is probably very painful because bowling balls are heavy. What else we got here? Here we go. Educational challenges begin before kindergarten. Achievement gaps appear before first grade. Factors include early childhood vocabulary exposure, preschool attendance, parental education. That's a big one. Access to books, household stress, lead exposure, and nutrition. You ever think for a second that parents might also be illiterate because they went to the exact same schools that their kids are going to, and that school didn't teach the parents how to read? If you can't read, you can't read to your children. And early vocabulary exposure is lower for black kids. The illiteracy problem in our community is staggering. I was made aware of it about 20 years ago when I was on the state elections board because we were trying to analyze why in big elections where everybody was talking about the election and the world was, the fate of the world was at stake, why were so few people voting? They can't read. We don't even think about that. And if you can't read, you can't take care of your health. If you can't read labels and if you don't know how many milligrams of sodium and you're ingesting, if you don't know how much cholesterol is in the food, if you can't read, you can't even make a recipe. I wonder why so many people, when they make soul food recipes, they make soul food dishes, they don't use measuring cups. They just throw stuff in there and probably can't read. And you got to know math real good. Teaspoon and a tablespoon and a half a cup and a quarter of a cup. Xavier, do you know measurements? Do you know all that stuff? If I asked you how many ounces are in a cup, what would you say?
No, I would just have to Google that.
Okay.
But when I'm cook, I can measure it off the eye.
See there, you illiterate too.
No, I know how to read. I just don't know, I can't really, that's why you got your measuring cups.
How many cups are in a pint?
I don't know, 4.
All right. No.
How many?
2.
Oh.
How many ounces in a quart? How many ounces in a gallon? How many ounces in anything? How many ounces in a 12-ounce soda can?
How many ounces are in a 12 ounce? 12 ounces.
Okay, all right.
That's just.
Thought I could trick you with that one.
No.
There are 32 ounces in a quart. There are 128 ounces in a gallon. I know all of the things, but a lot of people, they don't know that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know that at all.
A hectare is 2.5 acres. How many feet are in a mile? Oh, you got to know this one, X.
I cannot tell you.
500? 500?
I don't know.
5,280. I wouldn't even ask you how many yards are in a mile. I'm like 1,760. Let's see what else we got. I'm a little shaky on like the metric system. I don't like it, even though we're one of the few countries that doesn't use the metric system. If you tell me that something is 3 kilometers away, I'll punch you. Because now you're just playing in my face. Oh, Sherwin, it's 3.5 kilometers up the road. Screw you. Tell me how many miles it is. Let's see what else. Cups, grams. Oh. How many ounces in a pound? If you had to guess.
Oh, I know that.
Okay. Oh, you know that.
36.
No, it's not 36.
What is it?
16.
Oh, jeez.
So with your logic, a quarter-pound burger is 9 ounces?
Oh, no.
A quarter pound is 4 ounces.
Well, sub the 3 with a 1. I meant 16.
Okay. All right, then. Clearly, we're doomed. And you have a college education, correct?
Yes.
All right. From which school?
Oh, well, Indiana and UWM.
God bless them. Don't bring UWM into this. Don't bring my alma mater into this.
Well, yeah. That's where I finished up at. Blame it on them. I mean, I didn't take too many math classes. Math was only like, my freshman year? Then I was freshman and sophomore year, then I was done with math for, all my requirements were done.
Yeah, I took applied mathematics, which was just like a catch. Like for the degree that I got, I didn't need a whole bunch of math. One math class satisfied all my math credits, but I had to take like philosophy and logic and
exactly
a whole bunch of other stuff. But we didn't have the internet was not a part of my college education. We didn't receive assignments via email. We didn't turn in assignments via email. Like these kids nowadays can just email their paper to their professors. The only email that we use is if we wanted to ask our professor a question, and we didn't even use email like that. We would just physically go to our professors' offices during office hours. We wouldn't email them. We would actually talk to them. I think the internet has has been such a shortcut to real rigorous academic study. I had to go to the library and use the card catalog and use the Dewey Decimal System. Do you know the Dewey Decimal System? You don't know the Dewey. How did you find books in the library? Just guess?
Library?
You didn't go to the library?
In college?
Yeah.
To study, but not to really look up books. I went to film school, so most of my stuff, I was watching movies and writing essays about the movies and stuff.
That's
like that.
not an excuse because you went to film school. Doesn't mean you don't need to pick up a book. Because
I mean, if I need a book at the library, I just this is the book I need. I go to the librarian. They tell me where it's at, and I go get it. They say, it's in this section. Oh, thank you very much. You just go. You literally, when you go to the library. So, say if you go to UWM, right? You go to the library, right? You need a book. You go to the computer. You type in the book you need. They let you know what section it is and everything.
I don't think we had that.
Yeah.
So when I went to UWM, I don't believe that the books were cataloged online yet. They were not.
Yeah.
We had to know what we were looking for because the Dewey Decimal System gives you the categories of the books. If 100 and 200 is like math and science books, then your book would be in the 100 or 200 section, and you'd have to look.
Yeah, I remember learning that in elementary before, internet became how prevalent it is. I'm probably one of the last generations that, knows what a payphone looks like and stuff like that. So
You didn't even know how to use a payphone?
Oh, I know how to use a payphone.
You can use a payphone, but you don't know how many ounces in a pound.
No.
Don't know how many feet in a mile.
Nope.
Don't know how many cups are in a pint.
No.
Can you write in cursive? Can you sign your name?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
you can do that.
I know. Yeah, we learned how to write in cursive and all that stuff.
It
like
stopped though. A lot of kids don't know how to sign their name now.
That. Yeah. No. That was like one of our main writing classes growing up in elementary.
Not really a city girl says, to no one's surprise. Don't feel too bad, X. I hated math spelled M-A-F-F. I'm not even sure how I ended up in my line of work. Stranger things have happened. So wait a minute, not really a city girl. What do you do? Are you like, please don't tell us you don't know math and you work in a job that relies on numbers. Please don't tell us that. Our society is way more doomed than I ever thought. Is Zach in there?
No.
Because Zach he's younger than you are.
Correct.
Okay. I'll hurt my feelings if I ask Zach those same questions. He won't know none of it.
Yeah. I don't even think he knows how to cook.
Locked and Lovely said 3 kilometers is about 5 miles. No, the hell it's not. A kilometer is shorter than a mile. 3 kilometers is probably like 2 miles. What is happening? Oh, y'all are worried about the youth? I'm worried about some of y'all. Holy smoke. Let me read some of these comments so I can get my heart broken. So I can get my feelings hurt. No, Linda, I did not go over the grant. And maybe I shouldn't go over the grant because the grant requires people to write and use numbers and use their thinking brain. Sherwin, leave him alone. I will not leave him alone. See, that's what our damn problem is. Oh, they don't know how to read. Just let them be. No! Y'all excuse too much. 4 cups are in a pint. No! A pint is 16. Hold on. I know damn well. Locked and Lovely, everything you said has been wrong. She said 3 kilometers is 5 miles. Where did you even get that from? Hold on. Let me double check to make sure I'm not in some damn Twilight Zone. How many miles is 3 kilometers?
1.8.
1.8. She said it was 5 miles. Okay, now let's do this. Let me double check. Now, I did all this stuff from memory. Let me see. How many ounces in a pint? I say 16. And it's 16. I got to read more. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Not really a city girl said, I know math. I just said that I hate it. So what do you do for a living? Not really a city girl. I want to know what Linda said. I was geek. I loved math and reading and vocabulary and spelling tests. Locked and lovely. Correction. 3 kilometers is actually less. She said 3 kilometers is less than a mile. That's wrong too. I can't. Actually, you want to do the rest of the show?
I can. We could talk about
Ain't gonna be no we. You want to do the next segment?
Natalie Larp. We can talk about her.
Who?
Oh, you don't know about Natalie Larp?
This is the kind of stuff that you people that don't know weights and measures.
Well,
and math
it's
talk
the
about.
new Hillary. It's the new Monica Lewinsky of the Trump administration.
Oh, that's like she got blonde hair.
Yes.
I don't care about Trump's hoes.
But that's just a riveting conversation.
I'm thoroughly disappointed right now.
Imagine how sick you have to be obsessed with Donald Trump sexually.
That's not as strange as you may think. You'd be surprised that the women that will fall for rich and powerful men. He's still the most powerful dude in the world. Obama had hoes. His hoes were cool.
But Trump poops his pants.
Oh, they don't care. If you're rich enough, that's no.
Imagine you're talking and he just farts and poops his pants like he does in the middle of press conferences all the time.
That's why I'm not around him. But I'm not shocked at what a woman would put up with to be around a man of that kind of power. All right, I'm going to take a break. Come back. I got to read this. Locked and Lovely said, again, I misplaced my decimal point in my conversation. There is 4 cups in a quart. A quart is 1.38 ounces less than a liter. I was raised on the metric system, so I'm still having trouble converting. Where are you from that you were raised on the metric system? You aren't from here because we don't mess with that metric stuff. In fact, if I see kilometers instead of miles, I'm in the wrong place. If I see milliliters instead of ounces, if I see centimeters instead of inches, okay. Oh, all right, X, how many inches in a foot?
That's pretty easy. That's 12 inches.
Okay, then. Whew. How many inches in a yard?
Oof.
Wait a minute now.
I don't even know how many feet are in a yard.
You played football.
Well, I guess, 3 feet are in a yard?
Good
God.
I'm
sorry. These are things I got to brush up on my memory.
No,
you know?
you don't. This should be like second nature.
Yeah, kind of like riding a bike.
What's another one? I'm not going to ask you how many inches are in a meter because it's 39.36 inches are in a meter. So we're not going to. All right, let's take a break. I don't think that these kids need additional homework help and tutoring help. I think a bunch of y'all adults need some after-school classes. Oh, how many feet are in a mile? 37 million. How far away is the sun from the earth? How many roughly on average?
You're asking me that?
Yes, I absolutely am.
500,000 miles.
How long does it take light from the sun to reach the earth?
2 minutes.
7. Sun is 93 million miles away.
Oh, 93 million miles. I was a little under there.
How far is the moon?
Okay, let's say 500,000.
God damn it. I'm so glad I'm not here Thursday and Friday. I'm so glad. All right, I got to take a break. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackamake, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Looking for a school where scholars thrive, teachers believe, and excellence is the expectation? Milwaukee College Prep is enrolling scholars in grades K-3 through 8 for the upcoming school year. With 4 high-performing campuses, award-winning educators, and a proven track record of academic success, MCP is helping more than 2,000 Milwaukee scholars build brighter futures every day. Apply today at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com. That is MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, or call 414-264-6000. Milwaukee College Prep, excellence by design, future without limits. Some of y'all need to enroll in Milwaukee College Prep. Oh, Nitty is in the studio. I can't wait to ask him some questions. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters most: your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you're building every single day. And if you're a part of the Truth audience, you already know you work hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. American Family Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. All right, let's see. Nitty, how many feet are in a mile?
He doesn't know.
Zach, did you Google
5,200 something.
All right. That's pretty close. All right. Let's see what else we got. We already did the other weights and measures. How many ounces in a pound, Nitty?
12.
No, it's 16 ounces in a pound. I mean, y'all didn't you grow up with dope dealers? How do you not know? Like, dope dealers know weights and measures. Y'all,
I've never smoked weed in my life.
what? Never?
No, it's bad for you.
Yes, you shut up. You probably high right now. At least if you said you was high, I would use that as an excuse for you not knowing some of the stuff I asked you. Let's see what else we can do. How fast is the speed of light?
You're asking me that?
I'm asking do any of you know? The three of you?
What is it measured?
It goes
186,000 miles per second.
There you go.
Okay. How about in the most simple way that you can explain it? Why do we have seasons on planet Earth? Winter, spring, summer, fall, winter solstice, summer solstice, vernal equinox, and the autumnal equinox. What causes our seasons?
The rotation of the planet and the position that we are in the universe. As far as
I heard that it's the A word, the axis tilt. There it is.
There we go.
23 1/3 degrees. So in the summertime, the Earth, the northern hemisphere, is tilted more toward the sun. The sunlight is more direct. In the wintertime, the southern hemisphere is tilted more toward the sun because of our axis tilt. Okay. How long does it take for the Earth to revolve around the sun?
365 days.
Okay. I'm surprised y'all knew what a year was. Okay. How fast is the Earth moving right now? Because we're rotating around the sun. How fast are we going?
5,000 miles per hour.
I should know this one. It's either 17,000 miles per hour or 17,000 kilometers per hour. Okay.
Let's talk about Natalie Larp.
No, see, this is what the problem is. Y'all need to get your education. You want to talk about all the celebrity gossip. You want to talk about who Trump is humping, and y'all can't even bake a cake.
Oh, well, that's what I guess. Oh, I don't want to sound misogynist.
Oh, please, by all means, because you would make misogynist look even worse because you don't know no basic man. No, say misogynist stuff. Go ahead, say it.
Oh, I was just going to say that's why you got your lady friends to cook for you.
They don't know either. These women can't cook. Some of these women don't even know how to order food.
I had a woman made me a cake for my birthday.
All right, let's see what else we got here. 5,280 feet are in a mile. See, here's the thing. All of y'all can Google it, and that's what's crazy. Like, I asked these questions, and y'all still were wrong because you're on a computer or on a device that also has the answers to what I was asking. And I've heard some crazy stuff today.
Well, we're guessing off the top of our head,
No,
not cheating.
You guys should know this. Like, if you don't know how many feet are in a mile, if you don't know, like, real.
How would that affect my life?
What do you mean? Distance?
Feet in a mile? Okay, so I'm just going to be...
If you don't know distance, then there's a whole bunch of stuff that you should have no part in whatsoever.
So you would be counting all 5,000 footsteps?
Hold on, I got one for you. Is the damn Earth round or flat?
It is flat.
I swear to God.
Oh, you didn't know the world was flat?
Can you name the colors in the lights? The colors of a rainbow, the visible light spectrum. What are the colors?
Yellow, red, blue, purple.
RGB.
Hold on, what is it, Zach?
Richard of York, Gain, Battle, and
No,
Bay.
no, what are they?
So it's
RGBIV.
Yeah, RGB.
What? Okay, now what does that stand for?
Richard of York, Gain, Battle, and Bay.
Your dreads is too tight, Nitty. Your dreads need to be. No, hold on, man. Something's wrong with your dreads are straining your brains. Roy,
Blue,
red, orange, yellow. G,
violet,
green. I just said that.
Nitty said violet. Blue, indigo, violet, Biv.
What color is V?
What color is what?
V.
Violet. Purple. Violet. Damn, you didn't know violet. All of a sudden, I got a cramp in my stomach. I'm so upset. Can you, okay. What weather system is more likely to bring, no, that's way too hard. I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to get my feelings hurt if I ask that.
Oh, I might have known that one.
No, you won't. One pressure system is synonymous with pleasant, nice weather, and another pressure system is synonymous with bad.
Well, I know
weather.
the bad one's El Nino.
Low pressure is usually atmospheric pressure. When it's low is bad weather. High pressure is usually very nice days. Can you guys name any kind of cloud? There are very specific kinds of clouds. Can you name any kind of cloud? They all have very specific names. Any kind.
Nimbus cloud, Cerebus,
Columbus cloud.
Cerimbus.
God. Christopher Columbus didn't have no cloud. Cumulus, Cirrus.
Man, who knows this stuff? I don't. The world is falling apart right now. I'm not worried about clouds.
What is the nearest planet to Earth?
Mars.
That's actually correct. Can you name the planets in the solar system?
Yes.
Start with closest to the sun.
Okay.
This is not easy.
Mercury.
Yeah.
Venus.
Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah.
Mars. Is it Jupiter the next one?
You can do it in any order. I'm just impressed you know this much.
Oh, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. Neptune.
And Pluto.
Pluto's not a planet anymore.
It is again.
Well, but that was the only thing that you got right.
Oh, in the yard, 3 feet in the yard, and 12 inches.
That
in
one
foot.
you disappointed me because you played football and you had to double think that one.
Well, yeah, it's been a while since I've been on the gridiron.
You should never forget how many feet are in the yard. It's real basic stuff here. What else do we got? Oh, okay. Speed of sound.
I'm not gonna know that. Come on, you're asking me science and math questions.
See, this is why black people can't get nowhere. I used to think, because we're not voting. We don't know how to spell, read, don't know numbers. You know how many people in the YouTube chat? Sherwin, stop. You're making my head hurt.
I ask some political questions, like how many senators?
I don't even know how some of y'all kids even know the right calibers to put in their damn guns. I don't even know how they know because calibers is math. I don't even know how y'all doing some shooting. If you don't know what got a 38 and over here trying to put 45 caliber bullets in the 38 because you don't know no damn math. You got to know math to be able to kill somebody.
How many members of Congress?
535. Don't play with me. Don't ever. You will never stump me. Don't do it. You're going to hurt your feelings. Anything else?
Yes. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
I bet you can tell me who won awards on the damn BET Awards, though. I bet you can tell me who won the Twerk Fest.
Hell no.
I got to take a commercial break. This is ridiculous. I see what the problem is now. Y'all need to stop blaming the youth. It's y'all. How many feet are in a mile? 37 billion. How do y'all even count your money? The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey. Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
How many amendments in the U.S. Constitution? Y'all should see the bewildered looks on their faces right now.
27.
You just looked it up.
No, I didn't.
Who did we gain?
He literally said it. He said it. And we're
We ain't worried about Venezuela. Venezuela gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right.
I don't know about that.
The ground gonna stop shaking eventually. We need to worry about y'all right now. Okay. What country did we gain independence from to become our own nation?
England. Britain.
Don't get arrogant with it now just because you got one right, bro. You failed this test.
I got two right. Two right in a row. 27 amendments, and we were freed from Britain.
What was the last state to join the Union? Give me the last two. I'll take
the last
either
state.
of those.
In the last state, well, it's either Alaska or Hawaii. I think it's Hawaii though.
Yeah.
Don't get smart.
See, I'm pretty good.
Who did we fight in World War II?
Well, 3 different countries.
Uh-huh.
Germany,
Uh-huh.
Italy,
Uh-huh.
and Japan.
Okay.
Now you're asking me more political things. This is more my realm. You know, I excelled in social studies.
I wish I could pull up a map to see how many of y'all could find Iran, Iraq.
Oh, I definitely could.
Afghanistan.
See, now you're going into my realm. This is the stuff that I'm good at right here. Math.
How many seas are there?
How many seas are there? We got the Mediterranean Sea. We got the Red Sea. We got the Dead Sea.
Oceans. How many oceans are
we
there?
got 3 oceans.
4.
7 seas.
4.
7 seas.
7 seas,
Uh-huh.
4 oceans.
Uh-huh.
How many continents are there?
7.
Are you sure?
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, whatever the thing is that Oceania or whatever the thing's
What the
called.
hell is Oceania,
What-
dog?
that thing where what's the continent? I don't know I can't remember the name of the continent.
Where is it?
Uh,
Which hemisphere?
Australia.
Australia, correct. There's one more.
Uh-huh.
The biggest one.
Oh yeah, Antarctica.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Named them off the top of my head.
The first ding we've heard all day.
I got 3 in a row right here. 4 in a row.
Largest country by population.
Ooh.
It's actually one of two. They trade
yes,
off.
it's either India or China.
I'll take that. That's fair. All right. Largest country on planet Earth.
Oh, country.
Country. Not continent. Country.
Oh, it's either between China or Russia.
It's Russia. Russia's way bigger than China.
Yeah, I had to see it on the map.
I don't even know if China's second place. Okay. All right. We're doing okay. No, I don't want to get too specific.
Like what?
How far off the California coast is Hawaii?
Oh, come on. That's a silly question.
Everybody should know that's an American state.
I don't know. Let's say 300 miles.
So you're trying to tell me, so it's 300 miles to Eau Claire.
Uh-huh.
You're trying to say that Hawaii is the same distance from California that Eau Claire is from Milwaukee.
Are we counting? Do we count
So
Catalina? Do we count Catalina as part of California? Catalina, the island of Catalina.
It still wouldn't even matter because that's only a couple miles off the coast, anyways. 3,000 miles. So you mean to tell me the Japanese are like, oh, we stop in Hawaii 300 miles away? No, it's in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah, I don't know that.
What cities did we bomb during World War II in Japan?
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
All right,
come on, man.
Come on, man.
This is social studies. You're asking me.
How many U.S. senators?
100. Come on.
No, don't come on me.
Come on,
Mister. It's 3,000 ounces in a pound.
Well,
what have we learned today, ladies and gentlemen? We have learned that the children are not the problem. It is the adults, including the adults that are involved with talk radio. Lunch break is up next.
The performing arts do more than entertain. They bring the community together.